button, and I'll say, yo, what up? Today is the day. Long form content that we're doing. We are 10 minutes into the stream, and we're gonna do something that every content creator does, and that is a tier list. Set 2 has come out. We have all 117 cards in the main set, and so we're going to do some tier listing. I have on tierlistmaker.com put all 117 cards into the tier list, including the box topper or whatever, and we're just gonna sit down and we're gonna chat about them. And I've got a different couple of categories that we're gonna talk about, and like what they mean as a tier list. If you are over on twitch.tv/TamCardwell live right now and you want to talk and have a discussion with me, please do so. Like, that's the reason to do all these things live, you know? I could have just recorded this in my basement and been like, this is what I think, and you'll have to deal with it. But yeah, please be a part of the conversation. I want that. I want that as much as I can. And I don't have a ton of experience with these cards. I know a lot of people in my chat have been playing with these cards on the Redacted program. I would love to hear your guys' opinions and your thoughts and how you feel about it. We'll have some talk and discourse. Now, if you notice, I do have on here the character cards. Boop, 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 boop. Here is what we're gonna do with the character cards, because you can't really put them into a tier list per se. But what we can do is we're going to take and put them into a B, or C tier, based on how well they use their own kit, right? Like if I were to do this for set 1, Kirishima, even currently, even post errata, is chat not coming up on screen? Why is chat not coming up on screen? Oh, it's because they're down here. Oh, sorry, chat. I did not mean that. I'm so sorry. Our goal is to see, like, does their stuff work with their own stuff, right? Like, you take and look at Kirishima's stuff. He's in set A. You look at All Might's stuff. All Might 1, he's in C, right? He doesn't actually want to use a lot of his own cards. He uses, like, what, Texas Smash, Detroit. That's kind of it, right? Everything else he borrows. And so that's where we're at, right? I wanna talk about that, and then I've got a couple other tier lists that I want to talk about with the actual cards inside of this set. We've got staple cards that you pretty much are gonna demand to play 4 of inside of your decks. Excuse me. We've got very playable. These are your 3 ofs that I think are going to be most likely seen at 3s. You've got your mid tiers. These are probably your 2 ofs. You've got your tech pieces, your 1 ofs, and then your Ida 2 tier, which is your 0 ofs. We don't talk about Ida 2 tier. With that, the disclaimer. Obviously, all of this is my opinion. It's all subjective, and I want you to have a differing opinion. Just being in an echo chamber is lame, and it does not progress the game state forward. That's why we have Twitch chat, you know? I think that all of this is subject to change. It's all my opinion. Tier lists are just bad opinions, but they're a fun way to show and organize your thoughts, and so I think they're useful in that place. I do not think tier lists are the end-all be-all of the amazing spot that the characters will be in, the characters and cards, and then things will move. As is brought up inside of the comments, Yizlan, when I first saw the set 1, and the reason I kept this as Ida 2 tier, I thought Ida 2 was the worst character in the game, and I actually think that character is very, very good. I want a big one. We are biting off a big one today. So what we're let's just jump into it, right? We'll just start off with Gran Torino. And I do have this that I get to take, and we get to look at the cards. Gran Torino 626. Response destroy. Have to play Fury. Is blocked. Build it face down. Committed. Play ball. Committed. Enhance. I mean, I think this card is really good. I'm gonna wait to put the characters in, I guess. We'll talk about Airstream Driver. 5/3, 3 high 6, Charge Fury, Slam, Enhanced Discard a card from Rival's card pulls deck. It's 3/3. Enhanced Discard Momentum, Seal one rival asset or foundation. I think this card is great. I think that this card is gonna be very playable. It's got a solid 1 low block. The discard of momentum thing is solid. Blocking things is a part of the game. Like, it's just a thing that happens all the time. I think you easily could slot this in at a 3 of. Easily. It could, if you wanted this to be like your main kill condition, could push it up to staple. I think the big thing about this card is that it's big 5 diff energy, and if you don't have a character like Ochako, like Gran Torino, that clears his own card pool, it's definitely a 6 diff, right? And so I think I'm gonna leave it in very playable. I think I'm gonna leave it here, and underneath all 3 of these symbols, sorry, I think in the top 2 symbols, I'm not positive this card is like played over some other things. We'll move on to Jetstream Crash. 5/3/4 mid for 5. Kick, powerful 2. Love that. If this attack is blocked, next charge a kick. Attack is +3 damage. Enhance, if this attack is not blocked, your next charge a kick gets +2 speed. So if it's blocked, you get damage. If it's not blocked, you get speed. I guess if you can put stats on this thing, it feels fine. It's a kick. So like giving it so like using like a reciprocal extend, making this thing like a 6 mid for 7. Where do you put this guy? I mean, it's either mid tier or Ida tier, right? Like, it's not like interesting enough as an attack to be like a cool tech piece. I think that it's probably just not played, right? Right? Like, it wants to be your opener, and then if it's blocked, you get damage, which means it gets pushed in there. If it's not blocked, it gets speed. Yeah, it just has to be the opener, which I think is the big issue. If this card was a 4 diff and had like slightly lower stats, I think I'd be into it. Yeah, I think it was a 4 diff and had lower stats. I think I'd be way more into it. But I think it's a C tier. I think it's gonna be really cool in him for like draft and such. But like, it's fine. It's fine. Your budget decks, I think eat this card up. That's neat. Rebound Sidekick. 4/3/3 mid for 4. Now we're talking. Flash Fury Kick. Add this card to your card pool. This attack gets +2 or -2 damage. Response after this attack is blocked. Add it to your momentum after it resolves. Huh. I think this card's really cool. I like the +2 or -2 damage. My biggest issue with the card, honestly, is that it's a flash. Like, I want to just, like, do things inside of the card. When we go back and we look at the character, right? The character wants an enhance to, like, discard things. But at the same time, like, being able to like stockpile a bunch of rebound sidekicks in your momentum and then like discard the last card out of their hand and then just like jam these into the pool, right? Like you play Jetstream Crash, they block it, you then play Airstream Driver, you discard the card out of their hand, discard their thing for 3/3, and then just pack an extra 6 damage on this thing. I think that this card is rad, actually. And the fact that it just snaps momentum, right? After the attack is blocked, add it to your momentum after it resolves. Actually, this card's sick. This card's sweet. I think you could actually play this as your 4 diff all over the place. You could actually play this all over the place. I think the only thing that happens with this card of note is like breaker blocks, but like it clears itself from the card pool, so breaker's like even less effective, you know? And it's like another way to clear your card pool and not have this plus nitro. Ooh, that's great. Yeah, I think this is a staple card. I think this card's gonna be red, and it's a rare. Love the rare. Love the rare. Ricochet Charge. Okay, we'll talk about it. 4/3 too high for 4. Yucky. This is the only attack in your card pool. This deck gains stun 2. That feels great. That feels really, really good. Air Enhance. If this attack is not blocked, discard it from your card pool. So obviously, this is going to get a functional errata of if this attack is not blocked, discard it from your card pool after it resolves. Currently, it is not possible for this card to do damage on a not block. This attack is not blocked. Discard it from your card pool. So the big thing about this card is it feels really good when you've got a bunch of pairs of them, right? When you got just like 2 or 3 of these as your openers to like break down and beat down a wall, this card feels great. It feels really good when I have 2 of these cards. I don't think that it feels that good as a singleton, right? Like, it's just a move that's got stun 2. It's too high for 4, right? Like, this card actually inside of Gran Torino, I think feels really, really good. It sucks to block this card as Gran Torino, because he'll just build it. Huh. It's got a 2 low block, which we already have on the Jetstream. My mother's mad at me. It's gonna attack your card pool against stun 2. All right, let's just make a choice. Let's make a decision. Where are we putting this guy? I think the answer is probably mid tier. I think this card's gonna be a really good budget choice, but I bet there's gonna be more things on the list that get us there. I think this is as a solid 2 of is fine. If you are on a budget, though, I guess we push it up to staple. Yeah. I'm not in love with that. We'll put it in tech piece. It's fine. It's fine. I'll agree with you, Black Case. First impression. First enhanced flip. If this is your first attack, this combat phase gets +2 damage. If it's blocked, your next attack gets +3 speed. I think this card sucks. I think this card's actually bad. I hate this card. I do not think I would ever play this card. Maybe in Throws.deck, like under Void. So like it's like a neat tech piece. It's just a 2/5/3 low block slot that has literally 1 ability on 1 attack as the first enhance. If it didn't say first enhance or it didn't say first attack, I think I'd be down for it. I think that this card actually just is bad, though. If we took off the word first here or here, I'd be in. But it's just a little too gated, just a little bit. It might be enough inside of Gran Torino to get the ball rolling, but I don't know. Going out to fight some villains. Gran Torino minds it less since he's blown those foundations regardless. That's fair. That's true. Good symbol enhance. So we'll pause the video for anybody out there who doesn't know. The way that this works is if your starting character has the good symbol, you're allowed to play that ability. So it is grayed out for you if you do not have the good symbol on your starting character. That does not mean that you're not allowed to play it if we are not playing a good deck, right? I could be playing an air Gran Torino deck, and I'm still allowed to play this ability. Enhance flip, the attack gets -2 damage. Enhance flip, if this attack's speed is greater than its printed speed, it gets -3 speed. This card's really, really good, guys. This card's really, really good. Flip for -2 damage feels amazing. Jumping through these hoops looks tough, but it actually isn't. And if his attack speed is greater than his printed, it gets -3 speed. This is some pretty easy, playable, good speed hate. It's like the opposite of Glamorous, right? Glamorous said if the attack's speed is less than, you increase it. The only issue with this card is this number right here. This card is mandatory to be on the board and is not a 1 diff, right? If it was a 1, 4, 5, I think I'd be the most down. We have minus damage that's repeatable, though. What is it, Yism? For not a 2 diff and not locked. The Tetsu 1 diff? Tight-lipped. For example. Tight-lipped isn't damage reduction? I don't know. Last night, I won a game off of being able to just jam -6 damage on a thing because of 2 flip abilities and then my character's ability, right? I was playing as Ida 2, and like this ability is just good. Good. Tie lift is +1 damage. Flip a foundation +1. So I actually think this card is pretty mid tier. I think it'll stay as a 2 of in most people's decks, right? Especially in a deck that's got plenty of high block resources. Like if you have high blocks to spare, you've got solid high blocks inside of your attack lineup or whatever, I think this card finds a home. I feel myself very stretched to push it up to staple, or even playing it a 3F. I'm not in love with. Small number. Enhance commit. Your charge for your attack is +1 speed, +1 damage. Response once per turn after a card leaves your stage during the combat phase. Ready this foundation playable committed. I have never seen a more staple card in my life. So the way that this card works is either it's going to be, if it's in your deck, it's a 4 of. If it's not in your deck, you don't play the card, right? Like if you're even possibly thinking about it, you're not like, I guess I could play. No, you're playing this card because it is +1/+1, and you get to re-ready your foundation because a card has left the stage. This card is amazing. This card's so good. This card is crazy, and a little man named Bakugo. This card's nuts. This card's nuts. Staple, or if you don't have the keywords, it's gone. That's how I feel about that. And then lastly, Teaki Fanatic. Response destroy after rival plays an enhanced ability on an action foundation. Cancel it. We can stop reading there. And the card is mid-tier. You can maybe push it up to very playable. This is not a staple card, guys. Staple, by definition, I can just, like, do this, right? 4x, and then we do this, 3x, and then we do this, we go 2x. We do this, we go 1x. We do this, we go 0x. Lol. And this is straight up. I can't afford to put 4 of this card in my deck unless my opponent is building a deadlock, unless that's the format, right? If the format is like everybody builds to 14 foundations and we are playing this unbelievably long game, and then we're allowed to because the deadlock ability is so strong, right? But I think that this is a 3 of, maybe even honestly a 2 of. I think this card's very mid-tier, which is not a very like fair thing to say about it, but I think mainboarding 2x of this card is really good, and you maybe like sideboard a 3rd. You sideboard that tech piece. I think this card is phenomenal and is going to be an insane, and quote me now, a top cuts match will be decided by the responsibility on this card. I promise. It very, very much will. Yeah, this card is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So where does Gran Torino fit? I think Gran Torino is an A+ character. I think playing as but Tam, how many Damnations should you play? Damnation sucks. 2/5 non-block. Doesn't have a deadlock ability. Cringe. I think this character is really, really good, and I think the really good players are going to find some major success with him. I've only played against Gran Torino one time when all of his cards weren't out, I believe. Is that true, Scavenger? And he was actually terrifying the entire time. I think inside of a good player's hands, I think Torino is going to mollywop tons and tons of people. That right there is a crazy ability. this right here, he's super, super good. On the short list of characters that I would be very willing to play, very excited to play. On to the boy, we got Midoriya. Midoriya is enhanced. Discard a card. Your punch attack gets 1/3. Response once per turn. Commit a foundation after you check a copy of a foundation in your stage. Build the checked foundation. This guy pumps stats. He shores up his board. Let's see what his stuff does. Back alley haymaker, 5/3, 2 high, 4 mid for 5. Stun 2, punch charge, EX2, enhance, draw 1 card or build 1 foundation with printed 0 from your discard pile. This card's insane. This card's insane. This card is Nutter Butters. I think that it being an opener is fantastic. Under 2 of these symbols, we have ways to make punches cheaper. It has EX2 and Stun 2. We give it a ton of damage, and it's got utility of draw 1 or build 1, and the build 1 doesn't come in committed. It comes in ready. Oh, this card is so nuts. This card's so good. It covers our high block slot. If I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this right now. If I had this card during the provisional that I ran Midoriya to, I would have won. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. I would have won. I would have won. On to Full Power Clash. 4-3, 1 mid block, 3 mid for 3, Fury, powerful 2 punch. This man loves to use his momentum, huh? He's got such good choices. Enhance, choose one of your foundations. This attack gets 1 speed and 1 damage for each copy of that foundation in your stage. Powerful 2, enhance, discard 1 or more momentum. This attack is plus 2 damage for each momentum. Use the rest of the ability. This card I feel is very mid tier. I could easily see myself running 2 of this card in a deck and feeling fine. This card sucks on turn 2. This card feels great on turn 7. It feels good. It feels good. But it's like at best it's like a 4-def 7 for 7 with powerful 2. What's really important here is like it's a fine poke. It's very mid. It's very slow, very mid. I think in Midoriya it feels really good though, right? Because like it gets the speed number, right? And so let's just talk about it, right? Like on average we'll have 2 because we've used Midoriya's ability beforehand. So like a 3, 4, 5 with its ability, 6 mid with Midoriya for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 6 mid for 8 on a 4 diff, probably more like a 5 diff. But that 1 mid block is really, really tantalizing. I think this card has a home index, but I bet that you're gonna find some other type of card and just feel better about it. So for that reason, we're gonna put it in mid tier. It's like a 2x in most decks as we're building. Leaping right hooks. If you have 2 note taking up, a very good card. If you have multiple note taking up, I agree with that. I agree with that. Earth Lilith support. That's fair. That's fair. Leaping right hook. 4-3, 2 low, 3 high, 4 charge punch. It's charge on the life symbol. We love that. It's a high. If this attack gets this attack gets plus 2 speed and minus 2 damage. If it deals damage, draw 1 card. So it could be a 5 for 2, and then we draw a card. And then Deadlock, it gets plus 2, plus 4. Like, this card feels fine. I just don't think that it'll be played. I just don't think, and this might be my personal bias coming through, but I just don't think it's a very good card. Right? Like, I don't. If it deals damage, draw 1. It should just draw 1. It's plus 2, minus 2 damage. Like, it's neat. I think the only character that actually uses this card is Nomu, right? Like, he's the only one. Yeah, I don't see it. It's gonna be real tough for me to. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's gonna be real tough for me to find 1x pieces inside of decks. It's interesting you view tech. You're so obvious. I guess, but man, putting it back to like printed stats on either of these is weird. It's big weird. Overhead reversal. 4-3, 3 low for 4. It's a throw, not a punch. We cringe. We riot. Jasko, how could you do this to Midoriya 1? More importantly, how could you do this to All Might 1? Yuck. Build a foundation with a printed 0 difficulty from your discard pile committed. This card feels great. I don't know if it's a staple. I think at best it's a 3x. I think that its block sucks. I think that building the 0 diff from your discard pile is cool. It's fine. It's fine, right? Even if you are making it like a guaranteed throw deck, right? Like, the best part about this being a throw, honestly, is that it's a 4. A lot of the throws that we have inside of the game are 5 diffs, right? Like the ones that we want to use. It's really, really good. Yeah. Crazy in Cementos. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, he's got the Earth symbol and a throw. That's neat. That's neat. I think yeah, I don't know. I'm truly not in love with it. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. Go by any means necessary. 2-5 life enhance. Commit your character, if you have 0 cards in your hands, attack gets 1 speed and 3 damage. This card is hilarious. This card's so funny. The response after you discard this card, do the hand step, draw a card. The only character that really gets utilized out of this is Midoriya 1, Midoriya 2, Tetsu. That's it? Chat, am I missing anybody? Right? Right? I don't know if this is a 4 of, though. Arguably Toga, if they cut for cost. Okay. Okay. And that's if your opponent cuts, right? Your opponent has to lose 1. I think where I'm at with this card, my initial impressions is I think it's very playable. I think it's a 3x. I think that it being a 5 block might be spooky. It might be spooky. Gran Torino can draw off of it. Okay. Also, this top enhance, like, is so irrelevant until it's relevant, right? It's hilarious to accidentally have these built. I actually wish that it didn't say if it was discarded. I wish it would say after it enters your discard pile, you draw the card. I think that would be really cool for, like, a Bakugo deck. But right, because you, like, destroy it and then whatever. And it still works for the discard. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. It's fine. Yeah, it just feels like I would rather it not say enhanced step. I think it not saying enhanced step is the right. I think it's saying enhanced step is probably the right call for balancing issues. Ida 2 can draw a card off of it. It's not during the. It's not. Ida 2 responds as the attack is played, so it's not during the enhanced step. But his kick certainly can. His kick can, so it's draw 2. Is there any other big discard cards? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at a 3 of. I think the people that are trying in the future, like I actually think so. So here's where I am, right? Let's talk about everybody's saying the word balance fighter in chat, and let's talk about balance fighter. Balance fighter was a 2/5. The card did not have a block. It had this ability on it, but it said anytime the card was discarded, right? You got discarded, and then you got to draw a free one, right? It also had the ability of response commit before the block step of this attack, return this attack speed to printed. That card I only ever played at a 3 of. Because it didn't have a block. It was good on board. It was good in hand. It was a 2/5 just like this one. I never wanted to 4x that card. Even in the decks that were like discarded cards, right? Sometimes you would just like find them and then be like, like you just grab 2 of these and be like, I can't play these. I can't play them all. You draw one of Texas Smash. That's good. That's really good. I don't know. I think maybe it has some small and nimble energy and like the characters that play this card just jam it at 4x. But I think for the time being, I think it's just gonna be very playable, and we're gonna move on. We'll move on. Battle Resolve. Response, commit, flip after you lose health, gain a health. Enhance, commit 2 copies of this foundation's attack gets +3 or -3 speed. I think this card kind of sucks. It obviously can't be a 1 of. It's 1 of. I think we can play 1 of this card. Under the Earth symbol, we've just got a better 0 diff. Your model breaks when you run either 0 or 4. Yeah. Like it either has to be this or this. And my personal opinion is I don't see me running it. I could not imagine me running this card. I just don't think it's good enough. I think there's just better choices to be had. Especially when we have 2 sets of cards. Maybe if this card, honestly, if this card came out in set 1, I would probably put it at the 4 of. But I think that we have set 1 out already. I think it's great. I think it's fine. High value target. 1/5/3 low when committing cards to pass a check to block this. Before one of your foundations would be destroyed due to a rival effect, destroy this foundation instead. This card's nuts. This card's so good. I don't think it gets to be a 4 of, but it easily could be your 4 of slot, especially if you have a deck that draws a lot on defense, right? If you've got a deck that draws so much on defense that you feel great, I think you could put this at a 4 of. I know in most of my decks, it's probably gonna be a 3 or a 2, and I am leaning more towards 2, and then maybe a 3rd in the sideboard because of the response on it, not because of the static ability. So I'm gonna leave it at a mid tier 2. I think that we get to open up our game a little bit more, open up our net, capture more of a game plan. But if you're like needing low blocks, you're needing spam, this is the go-to, so you just push this up. I don't think that there's probably not a better 1/3 low block inside of these symbols, and that includes the commit, discard a card, draw a card off of Momo's kit. So I'm gonna leave it at 2x for now. I'm gonna leave it at 2x for now. New training method. This card's so sick. 2/4 too high. Response after you build this card. Build one foundation from your hand. Committed. Response commit. Flip after you check a foundation. Add this card. Add it to your hand. My personal opinion, I think this card is sick. I think this card is so good. It's probably not going to end up at the staple spot, but I want it to be. That forecheck is a little spooky, but I think that being able to response pick up having it in your stage, response pick up a panic foundation that you want is really good. Actually, there's so many times where, like, I think this card is going to be so good at picking up your sideboard tech, right? Like, there's one of the biggest issues with sideboarding in this game is you get the idea of, oh, I never saw it. It feels way worse. It feels way worse to just check your sideboard cards off the top of your deck and be like, well, see you later. I'd rather them just be at the bottom. I'd rather just never see them, you know? It could be a 3 of. It could drop down to a 2 of. I think it's a totally fine 3 of. It's got a 2 high block, which is not terrible, right? And it's got some neat combos with these top 2 symbols with things like if you got enough draw power on Good or Earth, which we're getting now, if I could do it on my opponent's turn, I can take and, like, safely build bonus cards or build 3 diffs out of my hand, or I block with I've drawn a card off Passing the Torch, and that card was Passing the Torch, right? And then I block with New Training Method, and I mainly Passionate Guy and build it down, and then I get to Windmill Slam down another Passing the Torch to draw another card, right? And then I'll play that block and then check. Oh, I checked a foundation. I'll pick this up and then block with it again. Like this card just puts on so much good defense. And it's like, it's not brain dead defense. I think it's just like, it's really interesting, intricate defense. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. All in all, using his own support, I think Midoriya is like a B, maybe a C tier. What does he want? He wants this card for sure. He wants this card for sure. I think he plays this card. This card feels cool in him, but these cards are kind of take it or leave it for like how he wants to work. So I think he's just going to utilize other people's cards more, is what I'm saying. Does he say exclusively punch? Let's go back to him. Your punch attack. Yeah. The player ranking is just based on their kits. Yes. Oh, I was the boat with the raid. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. On to Bakugo. 720 enhanced destroy foundation. Calling it for your attack. It's +2 speed if it's power, and +2 to its power rating. Response once per turn. After you play a combo ability, your rival flips 2 foundations. This card is sweet, and I'm very excited to play him. Let's take a look at his first move, Brutal Explosion. 4/3, 3 high for 4, 1 mid block. Already my stats feel great. Fury, powerful 1. Love that. Fury combos with a Fury, so we don't want this to necessarily be the first attack. Death, combo enhance. Its attack deals damage. Your rival destroys 1 foundation. Spooky. Enhance, if your rival has 3 or more face down foundations, this attack gets +2 speed. Okay. It's an Ida 2 tier. Damdel said. I think this card is rad. I think this card is seen in a lot of Bakugo decks. I I think after your prime turns, I think this card is actually, and I'll use its words, brutal. I think this card's brutal at keeping your opponent down to the point where I'm going to put it up at a 3x, and I could even see it being played at a 4x. I think this card is really... Actually, I'm going to make it a staple. I bet that this card actually turns out to be a 4x in honestly, every Bakugo that can play it. It's a Fury. It's got the death symbol. If they block it, I'll discard it from my card pool. If they're not allowed to partial block it, right? Because if it deals damage. And then inside of Bakugo 2, you just randomly, or Bakugo 1, if they just randomly flip through their foundations, look at your opponent's board. They accidentally have a bunch of face downs. All right, sick. We'll give this thing 2 speed. So it's a 5 high for possibly 6 on a 4 diff as your first move that like makes stuff happen. Like I think this card's great, man. I think this card's so good. Long lasting of this says you don't block. Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a staple in Bakugo. Easy. Detonation launcher, 5/3, 4 low for 5. Fury, powerful 1 ranged. Enhance, flip 1 foundation. If your next attack is high, add the top card of your momentum. If your next attack is mid, your rival flips 1 ready foundation. Okay. This feels like a really good opener. It's already starting fast. Long-lasting explosion or IER? What's IER, Satonis? What's IER? Instant explosive? Oh, I already think instant explosive sucks. I think that card fell off in set 1. Bam. Yeah, I think if you build for this card, I think that it's neat. I actually think that it might be our very first tech piece attack. I think this card's neat, but not needed, actually. I think this card's fine. It feels cool. The Snap the Momentum feels really rad, but like when I look at his kit, I Snap the Momentum for Howitzer. That feels great. Flip the Foundation for this feels cool, right? They flip a foundation. If they have 3 or more, they flip. No. This gives us momentum, right? Yeah, this gives us some momentum. So this is the only one that flips them a foundation. So this flips 2, right? Because we flip 1 on the. It's the next card. It's 2 and then whatever. Yeah. If you've played its powerful ability, so it's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with powerful 4. If we do this, yeah, it's fine. I think this card's a neat tech piece. You could maybe push it up to a 2 of. I don't necessarily like it. I think I would just rather actually play Long Lasting Explosion over this card as my 5 diff slot. But I get why you wouldn't. Yeah. It gives me big Monster Blast energy, if that makes sense, right? Monster Blast is for sure a build around. Finishing Blast. 4/3/3 mid 4, Fury range, powerful 2, Fury combo, enhance, your rival flips 1 ready foundation, and then enhance if you have played this attack's powerful ability, it gets +2 speed. This card sucks. This card sucks. If it got the speed, like if your opponent has flipped foundation this turn, or honestly, if they flipped 3 foundations this turn, it gets like +3 speed. I think I'd be down for that. But this card doesn't feel good as an opener like this guy did, right? This card feels fine as like a 5 high for 5, 6, 7 high if we blow one up with Bakugo. This one does not feel good as an opener because I never want a powerful on the opener. I just don't want this card. This card sucks. It's the 2 mid block, whereas this one's the 1 mid block, right? It's a battle of the commons, and oh, this one's a rare? This one's a rare? Oh no, the worst rare in the set? How unfortunate. How unfortunate. Yeah, this card sucks. This card sucks. Yeah, I could never see myself playing this card. Howitzer, Impact, Cyclone! We haven't seen all the rares? Oh, okay. I was like, they've been spoiled. We've got 17 cards. 5/3, 3 high for 6. 2 low block Fury. Powerful 3 slam. Combo with a Fury. Combo enhance. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Enhance Destroy Foundation. Draw 1 card for each of your momentum. This card's insane. Man, this is gonna get clipped and played back for you each of the 5 times you die to it. I love that. I love being wrong. I love being wrong. This card's sick. This card's so sick. This card's so cool. Yeah, this card is a 4 of. If you're looking for a sweet ultra rare that kills people, this is the one. If you have any way to put 5 speed on it or more speed on it, it feels great. Right? If you have any way to put more speed on it, it's great. This card should have checked a 2. Maybe. I still think even at like a 5/2, it's playable. So like maybe it should have had a 2. Draw 1 card for each of your momentum feels really good. Destroy a foundation. It can be a committed one. Is fine, right? This feels good. Like if you have any ways to snap momentum on like, I don't know, the fire symbol. If you like instant explosive release or instant explosive release or capture evildoers, right? Like this card feels so good. Slamming it in All Might too? Yeah, you should. You should. Yeah, this card feels amazing. This card feels so good. Destroy one of our lame cards in order to draw it. The biggest issue with this card, honestly, is it is a 6 diff, right? Like in order to get the combo off, in order to steal the momentum, it is a 6, which means we're probably committing a foundation. Sorry, we are committing a foundation, unless we're absolute god gamers. We check the 6 off the top. And then we never want to play like 2 of these cards in a turn, right? If playing 2 of these feels bad. I don't know. This card's a 5/3 is fine. This card's a 5/3 is fine. Yeah, but it's for sure a 4 of in the decks that want to play it. This card's fine. This card's cool. This card's cool. Forcing Surrender. 1/5 too low. Response flip. After you play a combo ability, your rival discards 1 momentum. That feels really cool. And then enhance flip. Discard 1 non-attack card from either player's card pool. This is, if I had a 3.5, it would be there. I think that we are going to be playing this card a ton. I think that we're going to be mainboarding 3 of this card and then sideboarding 1 because of our new water symbol overlords. Yay, everybody claps for the water symbol. Yay. We exclusively want to get rid of the card pool clogging monsters that they are, and so we have to play Forcing Surrender to try and get cards out of our card pool. That's really it. The water symbol is going to be clogging so much, and I'm going to be tilted off the face of the planet, so I get to play these 3 symbols for the rest of the time. Yeah. Yep. Yep, it's cool. Ouch. Ouch. Intership with Best Genist. 0/5/3 mid. Earth response. Discard the top card of your deck. After you play this attack, this card, your rival flips 1 foundation. This card's fine. This Earth response does limit it, but I think that the decks that want to play this card feel fine with it. I wish it just had a slightly better block. I think that's like when you look at this card in comparison to the price for not price for piece. It can't be fixed, right? If you look at price for piece to this card, price for piece is just an all-around better card. But this card does just like do its one job really well and feels really good inside of Bakugo just to like get yeeted out of here. This card feels great. Card feels really good. Yeah, I don't hate this card. I think this card feels good. Stapled to Odra. Yeah. Odra loves this card. Odra has all 3 of these symbols and kills it. Yeah, I think this card's cool. I think it's actually like a 2x though. I think if you have better, more playable spam, I think that you play those over this, and this is like a neat tech piece. If you really wanted to, I guess you could sideboard 1, but you probably want some more impact on your side. I think this is a fine 2x sideboard. It's cool. It's cool. Self-propulsion. 2/5/3 high. After a combo fury or powerful attack deals damage, add this card to your momentum. This card's sick. This card's so sick. Combo fury or powerful attack deals damage, add this card to your momentum. I think that this card once again is a mid tier. I think we want to play 2x of it, maybe see it. This card reminds me a lot of the aggressive temper, and burst speed, right? It's kind of got that same kind of energy of, I feel really specific to Bakugo, but doesn't even have Bakugo's face on it, or Bakugo's name on it. I think that, like, they're in the same kind of tier, and honestly, I, like, take all those cards out of my Bakugo deck. Maybe it's good enough in something along the lines of, like, I think that this card is really neat if you're, like, playing as All Might 1, right? You play as All Might 1, you play your hand, you draw your cards, you build out 2 of these, right? And then you play a big punch. You play a punch, it hits, you snap these into momentum, and then you play the Detroit Smash, and like, we're going. We're going this turn. It reminds me a lot of a safer version of Pull No Punches in that kind of Earth deck. I like this card a lot, but I don't think it's a 4 of, right? If you're playing instead of 4 of, you're playing a not to deflate the word, a combo deck, right? You're playing a deck that like really needs to see self propulsion and blank card, right? I will say that this card is really rad if you have in set 1 characters with Plus Ultra, right? Plus Ultra, Go Beyond. What made those cards weak is they are minus, like, they are turn 3 cards, right? I build for turn 1, I swing for turn 2, on turn 3 I get to activate my Go Beyond or Plus Ultra. This card says that I'm sacrificing one of my resources on board that I built on turn 1, like I built my 6 on turn 1, and then I get to just jam it out. And so, like, that feels really, really cool, really good. Yeah. So maybe we actually see more... Yo, this card in Float Combo Shigaraki was just like a bunch of Go Beyonds, right? Float Combo's a combo. This card says that your mainboarded what's the 3/5 that gives 2/5? The Bakugo card. Capabilities? Capabilities is really cool with this card, right? Like, you poke them with something, and then you want the next one to be like really important or useful. Yeah, this card might be like become like a 2/3x inside of like a Shigaraki that's like trying to make some schmoves happen. That's cool. Yeah, okay. So this card I think might be like a 3x in the decks that want to play it. I can't imagine it ever being 4 because of this 3 high block, but I think this card could easily be a 3, maybe a 2 if we're playing a little bit more defensive. But I think aggro decks are going to play this at like a 3 of. That's cool. I like that. Tutoring Kirishima 2/5/3 mid. Man, block zones of these foundations suck, right? Man, I'm glad the abilities are cool. Ally. Response remove after this card enters your discard pile during the enhanced step. Your rival flips 1 foundation. This is the card I asked for. This was it, right? The one that works with Bakugo. Enhanced flip, your powerful attack is +3 damage. That's really good. Discard pile during the enhanced step. Your rival flips 1 foundation. This is during the enhanced step. This includes if your opponent destroys it. They flip 1. They flip 1 foundation already. Huh. I think this is just another 2x. I think this is another 2x. I don't know if I play it at a ton. I think we played it like maybe a 3x in Bakugo, but I think in everybody else, like, just flipping for +3 damage on your, like, actually, hold up. This card's insane in Bakugo too. This card actually might be insane in Bakugo too. Because every move's going to have powerful, except for the long-lasting explosion, because we're simps. We flip it for +3, we destroy it for +2, and then plus the power. This card's insane at Bakugo. This is rare. Is it common? This card's kind of schnutty in him, huh? Huh. I think I'm going to leave it at a 2, but Bakugo plays this at a... Bakugo 2 plays this at a 4 of. Yeah. Yeah. That's where we're at. Yeah, Bakugo 2 plays this immensely well. Yeah. I'm into it. And so now let's go back to the main man. The protagonist of the show. Katsuki Bakugo 2. Where does he sit? I feel like playing inside of Bakugo's own kit. I think he's actually an A tier. I think his interactions with how his moves work, I think I want to play everything that he has to offer, except for maybe Detonation Launcher. And even then, I can see myself playing this card, right? I don't think it's bad, but like everything else, I think I'm down to play. Like the weakest foundation on his board is this one. Like he doesn't have any, or I guess Finishing Blast, right? If he had some sort of Snake Man, in order to block this attack, they have to flip one foundation as an additional cost type card, I think that he would actually be insane. And I think that's like the only thing I would want off of Finishing Blast. I don't know. This getting +2 speed if I played a powerful ability just like feels really bad. It is a 4 diff that's powerful 4 inside of Bakugo, maybe I'm just being a negative Nancy about it. Yeah, I think Bakugo's crazy. I think he's crazy cool, crazy fun, and I think people are gonna have a blast with him. Destroy Foundation for +2 speed is no joke. On to Hatsume. Hatsume 5/28. Before the game begins, add 4 copies of Box Full of Babies. Remove them from the game. First form, build 1 copy of Box Full of Babies from your removed from game pile. Enhance flip on Foundation : your attack or weapon attack gets +1 damage for each asset in your stage. So I've already. You're insane. Finishing Blast is nuts. Prove me wrong, Free Love. I would love that. Box Full of Babies. I think this card's cool. I think this card's great. I think that it's either a 2x or a 3x in decks that can afford it. I think it's a 2x or a 3x of decks that can afford it. Obviously, in Hatsume, it's just a whip it. You just play 4. Possibly, I mean, how expensive are quick create XRs? Right, because they're mandatory 4-ups as well. Not a 4 in weapon decks. Maybe Hobo. Maybe I don't know. It's an asset. I don't really want to see it on turn 1. It feels really good with something along the lines of. Something along the lines of. Unwavering Slash, right? Unwavering Slash with this card is fantastic. It's just like more cycle, more draw. But I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think Unwavering Slash should go on a watch list. I think that card is going to be a hassle in the future. Box Full of Babies. Yeah, this card's great. This card feels really, really good. My issue is that it's not a foundation, right? If this card was a foundation, choice. But like, if it was a foundation, then this character would not be very fair to play against. So I'm into it. I think a 3 of is fun. Electromagnetic Stomp. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna put it down to 2. I think you play this at a 2 of, right? What's the blocks on this guy? 2 mid. Yeah, I'm in it too. I don't think you need more than that. Yeah, Electromagnetic Stomp. 4/3/4 low 4 kick stun 1 tech. When this card is added to your momentum, add it face up. Enhance momentum, kill it 1 foundation, add this card to your hand, period. Enhance, lose 1 health, or lose 2 health, ready 1 asset. So here is the deal. I think that the biggest impact that this card does is if this card hits, your opponent is not allowed to poke you anymore. Because you just commit a foundation, block their poke, and then pick this guy up. And then they have to do it again. This card plays a lot of mind games. But this card is the most 4 mid for 4 I've ever seen. It's an amazing poke. It feels really, really good as a poke. But this card just doesn't kill people unless your name is Hatsume. Man. I think it's probably like a 2 or a 3 of. I think that it's one of those cards. I could even see it honestly at like a 1 of, right? In every deck that could play it. I think you could play it at a 1 of in every deck that can play it. Actually, because I think that this ability of like 1 low block, 4 low for 4 stun 1. If I poke you, commit a foundation, pick it back up is playable in every single character, every single one. I think every single person should pick up one copy of this card, bare minimum, to put in your all evil life decks, because it's so good at the poke game. Honestly, though, if I'm trying to play the card, it's probably closer to 2x, 3x. I can't imagine me playing it at 4x, even in like a Hatsume deck. So for that reason, I think I'm going to split the difference and put it in 2x. Because it's not good for a UR, though. I think the mental game that this card does as a UR is totally fun. I think what Hatsume does to this card as a UR is amazing. It's so good for her, because it's not 4 damage. It's 100 damage. Yeah, I think this card's great for her. Net gut surprise. 4/3, 3 mid for 3, range stun 2, tech weapon, response card pool remove after your rival plays an attack, reduces speed to 1. This card's insane. This card's crazy. This card's so good. I think it's a 2x. I think it's a really neat staple tech card. I think this card, honestly, if I had a sideboard tier, would probably exist there. This card will be in every all evil life deck at a 2 of on a deck list somewhere between main and side. Somewhere, right? Somewhere between main and side. That's where it will be. This card is nuts. So 3 mid for 3, stun 2 card, and it says if I can block once, I can block a second time. It's great. It's great. It's great. Wire Arrow. If the tech does damage, add 1 tech card from discard pile to the top of your deck. Enhance asset from either player's stage to their momentum. So I got mixed feelings on this card. This card is very 4 mid for 4. It's great asset hate. I agree with that, Yeslin. This card, if we're playing a big tech package, I don't know why this is not at a 4 of, except for the fact that it's just a flow card, right? As a flow card, I think it just exists at a 3 of. I think I feel very comfortable with it at a 3 of. I think I feel fine and dandy at a 3 of. I can't imagine myself ever playing 4 of it unless I need this 1 high block, right? It's really mid for 4 damage. Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. My issue with it being a tech piece, Yeslin, is like, why am I bothering with it then? Why am I bothering with it? Like I said, I think it's really hard to find tech pieces for attack cards. I think it's really, really hard. To the point that I don't even think that this should necessarily be here. It should probably be up. Either be up or be down. Let's look at it one more time. 4/3, 4 mid for 4. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good in the future. And I think this card's really good for standard. This tech deals damage. Add 1 tech. Just go out the top of your deck. Man. If you can put speed on this, I think you get to chain this out really well. Has that must be blocked energy? I can agree with that, Ghoul. I can agree with that. That's a fine take. I don't know. I think the decks that like are playing the tech package is at this 3 of, but I can't imagine this. It's either 3 or none, and those are your 2 choices. And I think it's going to be good enough inside of set 2 to matter. Yeah. Floating around my babies. 0/5. Remove the top 3 cards of your discard pile. This attack gets +1 damage. You told me to play 2, mister. It's because you're playing a 50-card deck. I don't play 50-card decks. I refuse to get milled out by All Might 2. I also said that you should take out that stain card and put a 3rd one to that in. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I said that, Damdel. Am I wrong? Because you wanted to... Yeah. That's what I thought. I want to play it at a 3 of. Because I think the flow of it's really good. Yeah, get tossed. Okay. 0/5 tech weapon. Remove the top 3 cards of your discard pile. This attack gets +1 damage. I think this card's sick, guys. I think this card's so good. Actually, I think this card has the same type of energy that self-sacrifice has on a kill turn, right? The 4 mid-block does suck, but I think that there's really cool tactics you get to do with this card, and things like this, and things like Staff Strike, right? Like being able to play a 0 diff late in the chain. Yeah, I think it's actually just like a 2x. It gives me actually big internship with Genus energy. I don't think it's a 4 of, right? I think it's really good. Imagine worrying about the block on a 0 diff card. I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes you'll like draw a card on your opponent's turn and be like, wow, I just need a 3 block, and you rip this thing, and then you take it and just like rip it up, like just rip the card, the card sleeve and all. I think this card's fine. I think it's a 2 of. If you really wanted to, it actually could be a 1 of, and I think I'd actually feel fine with it. Yeah, I think I actually feel fine with it here. Yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, I think it belongs as a 1 of. Unless you're playing more of these, in which case you need to play at like a 2 of, like 2 and then 2. But for now, I think it's a 1 of for most people. That's now an illegal deck. Game loss. That's what I get. Stop advising people to suffer judge damage. What if I have like another one, right? Like I had a friend. Oh my goodness. We'll call him Alex. I had a friend Alex who would have a stack of this one like common that was really, really good. And he was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And it's a card that you want to have in your deck and you never want to have in your hand. You never wanted to have it in your hand. He had a stack of them as a common, like 50. When he was playtesting games and he ever drew that card, he would take it out of his card sleeve, grab the pile, rip it up in front of them, throw it away, and sleeve another one. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He goes, I'm showing the other ones what happens if they ever show up in my hand. Because this card belongs in my deck so I can use its ability, not so that I can... not to be drawn. I have to show the others what's going to happen to them if I draw them. And he would just do that over and over and over again in playtest. Yeah. Tell me, would you a doctor for that? Absolutely not. He was correct. He was right about it. Mid-match advertisement. 2/5/2 mid taunt. Hilarious. Best card. Play 4 bit. Tech. Flip. Discard a card. If there are 2 or more tech cards in your card pool, gain 2 health. I think I'm actually hella down for this card. If it said burn 2 or gain 2, I think I'm down. I think this card's saying gain 2. It's probably just not going to be played. Flips a cost. Discards a card's a cost. If there's 2 or more tech in your card pool's a cost. Gain 2 health is meh. I think it's just a little overcosted. Yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, I could not imagine myself unless it's a 1 of in a deck that's like jamming this as well, right? And then we could play it at the 1 of, but then we're playing more of this card because we don't have access to these guys, right? Like I think if we're playing Wire Arrow and we're playing Hatsume, right? It's fine because it's a tech that like you get to put on top of your deck, right? But I think in everybody else, it's not that great. Successful sales pitch. Response commit. After tech attack deals damage for the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 tech card, reveal this way to your hand. Discard the remaining cards. This card's really good. Chat, this card's really, really good. Chat, this card's really good. Chat, this card's really, really, really good. I think if you play any number of her moves, and if there are any other tech attacks that show up in the future, this card's going to be a 4 of. Could I actually go and have my food? Would that be okay? Thank you so much. I think that this two's perfect. I think that this card is so good because of this word right here. This is a reusable go find a thing. Sometimes, chat, you are one attack off. And in set 2 as Hatsume, you do not have plus ultra to close out games. You need to go find your stuff. And this card, jamming 2 of these down on turn 1 says that it's possible for you to just commit to draw 2 attacks, right? This card has some really big agitation, I think is the name of that card. Response commit after your Fury attack is block, draw a card. Except for it's like, as opposed to draw a random card, it is draw this piece that I need. Imagine being like, man, I only need 1 more attack, and then like finding this guy, right? Going and finding net gun surprise, and be like, well, I get to live. Block minus, put speed to 1. Yeah, this card's really, really good. My last one, we got Zoom. Let's take a look. All response after combat phase begins, reveal the top card of your deck. That's amazing. Oh, I have to do this. That's amazing. That's so good. And then Deadlock form, look at your rival's hand, original text. I think if you're playing all decks, I think this is a 3 of, or 2 of, excuse me. Otherwise it's a 0. I think it's out of all decks. I think this is really, really good. Being able to plan out your turn with the top card of your deck is really good. That's cheating. Looking at the top card of your deck is cheating. It's why I don't like Jiro. It's cheating. It's cheating. It's supposed to be a mystery. You're ruining the story. Yeah, I think this card's great. Is it a May? After your combat phase again, reveal the top. Oh, you can just choose not to respond with it. And then Deadlock form, flip, look at your rival's hand. That's great. Enhance, cheat. Yeah, I think this card's great, guys. And I think if Deadlock pressure becomes more relevant, more prevalent, then we like play this up at like a 3 of. Like I could easily see, like, if Deadlock matters, like knowing what zones to have, like could be relevant. If there is a character that like changes zones on any of these 3 symbols, I think this card's great. If we had a form draw, we do. His name's All Might, but it's fine. It's fine. We don't remember. We don't gotta remember All Might 1. That's fine. All in all, Hatsume. I think Hatsume is like a B. Obviously, she plays this card the best. Actually, is she? She might just be a C. I think she plays this card really well. She plays this card really well. And if she's playing this card, she should play this card. If she's playing this card, she should play this card. If she's playing this card, she has to play this card. Does this card have tech on it? This card does have tech. I think that she's the character so far that gets away with not playing her own kit. I think she's probably just better playing other people's stuff. But I think you could make an argument that she's okay playing her things. But I think at the moment, I think she's just best playing somebody else's stuff. Yeah. Mina. 627. Face down cards in your card pool do not count towards progressive difficulty. Response after your punch or range attack deals damage. Your rival loses 1 health for each face down card in your card pool. Mark my words, I think this is the no move of the set. And what I mean by that is I think this is the deck that you slam all of her cards in together and then you hand a new player and be like, go get him, champ. Let's look. Ass chop, 4-3, 4 high, 4, 1 mid block. Insane. Flash, punch. Fantastic. Who cares about enhances? We just let it rock. Response after you place attack. Both players at the top card of the deck to their card pull face down. Yucky. We hate it. Get the water symbol off here. I hate this. I hate this. This card's insane. This card's very, very good. I am so happy that it's a flash. If it did not say flash, I would be livid. I'm happy it does not work on block. I'm so happy it's not on block. This card feels great. This card feels super good as the last card you play. It feels super good as the first card you play. I think this card is a 4x in her. I feel great about this card. I just want to play Acid Chop 10 out of 10 times. Mina plays the best tongue whips because of Avid Shop. Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. Acid Corrosion Breach. 5-2, 3 low, 6. Those are some stats. Too high. Charge, Range, Slam. Charge, under Chaos? Question mark. Enhance. Add 1 momentum to your card pool face down. This attack gets +2 speed and +2 damage. Enhance at the top card of your deck to your card pool face down. Look at the face down cards in your card pool. You may add 1 of them to your hand. So either, if you want to, it could just be a straight draw 1, or this could be a 5 low for 8 with a draw 1, and it's selective. It's coming from your momentum, so you're probably just drawing an attack. This card is very good. I think it's probably a 3x in decks, though. I'm going to move this. With this. I think it's a 3x though. It's crazy in Mina. We obviously 4x this card. But I don't think everybody else necessarily wants to play this card. Thank you so much. You're so wonderful. The 2-check does hurt. I agree. The 2-check does hurt. I feel like these cards are really meh and everyone else. I think that she does play her cards the best, obviously, right? Like I think she's very, very good at playing her own cards. But I think that I would play this card in other people, actually. Yeah, I do think that I would play this in other people. We'll see though. Acid Fling. 4/3, 4 mid for 3 range, response flip. After this attack deals damage at the top card of your deck to your momentum. This card's nuts. I hate this card. Delicate Enhance, add 1 rival acid or foundation to the card pool. Quit stuff in my pool. I think this card's good. I don't think many other people will play it. I think this card's great, guys. I think Corrosion Breach is good. This card, so you say it's very mid. The issue is it's only 3 damage, right? So I think in other people, I think it's going to be the snap momentum that people want to be, right? Like this essentially lets you be inside of like Ochako 1 energy of like just like snap momentum very quick. At the cost of like you are giving up your momentum at the end of the turn, this card, to snap the momentum right now. I think this card is fantastic. This is the least Mina card in Mina's kit. This card is insane in Mina's kit. What are you talking about? This card might be like one of her best cards. I think this card easily could have been her rare. This card is so crazy good. This card says that it's 3 damage, and then if you have any sort of range damage pump, you can put it on there. And then you hit them, so then you flip and then steal your momentum, and then you respond with Mina and then burn them for then extra. So even if this is the first card that you play, it's a 4 damage move that steals you momentum and then doesn't count as progressive. This card's great. Great with Think Fast. Speaking from experience, yeah, I love that. I think that if you want to play this card, I think it's probably a 2x though. I think it's out of her. You just jam it at the 4 of. I think all of these just become 4 ofs. You just play her kit, right? She's got big Akuma 2 energy of like, yo, I want to play all of my own moves. I think this card is fantastic in other people though, and I think if you are looking for a deck with snap momentum, I think this is where it's at. Yeah. And then Cheerful Uppercut. Enhance this card momentum gets +4 damage. It's a 5 low for 8 if we do that. Crazy. Response. After you block with this card, both players add the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. It's Precise Blow, but at least it's fair Precise Blow because I get stuffed too, unless my name is Mina. Quit stuff in my card pool. I'm so unexcited for this card in Moneta 2. This card in Moneta 2 is going to be so lame. Add one of those foundations, build one. All right, stuff. Yeah, once again, we're going to be mainboarding 4 of this card for our overlords. We're going to be forced to surrender. I think this card, honestly, is probably just a 2 of in non-Mina. Oh, we'll put it here. It's a 2 of in non-Mina characters. I think inside of, I'm gonna move this ever so slightly. Boop. I think inside of Mina, I think it's a 4 of once again. I think you just jam 4 of all of her cards in there. It is 2 mid. It's really good on defense. Discard the momentum for +4 is fine. It's just a 5 difficulty slot, right? Like, it feels bad playing late in the chain. It has to be your opener, which I don't want to discard momentum on because it's just gonna get blocked. It does force a block, right? It kind of gives me big it gives me big hardened chop plus hardened energy. Gives me big hardened chop plus hardened energy. Yeah. Yeah. Choosing hero name. I'm gonna eat a taco as we wait. So we have choosing a hero name. 2/5/3 high response commit after your attack gets a damage penalty due to your rival's non-character effect. It gets +4 damage. This is glamorous, but for attacks. That's cool. Enhance, add this card to your card pool face. Add this card to your card pool face down. This punch attack, punch or reach attack is +2 or -2 damage. This card's insane in her. This card's very good in her. What about everybody else, though? Everybody else, it might just be like a tech. I think everybody else, it's a 1x, right? Because I actually think this top response is really good, right? How many times have you gotten a damage penalty and you're just like, just kidding. Just kidding. That was the thing that you needed to win the game. Yeah, my big thing is it doesn't stop resets, right? Like, it doesn't stop things like a short circuit or you're so obvious, but it does stop. It stops itself, right? If only it wasn't keyword gated. Yeah, I think if it wasn't keyword gated, I think Mina would just run rampant with it. But I don't mind it being keyword gated because this ability is just so good. I think this is a fine 1 of in everybody. Maybe it's like a 2 of in Mina, but that's 3 high block is a little disconcerting. Graceful maneuvers. Enhance commit. This attack gets -2 speed. This attack gets -1 speed for each card in your card pool. This card is either staple or very playable, depending on the speed hate on these other symbols. This card is very, very good. It's just so good. My only issue with it, 3/5/3 mid block slot. But if you are missing any sort of defense, you just jam this guy at a 4x. I'm gonna leave it at 4x because it is that powerful. It is essentially if I'm allowed to block things. It is way stronger than way stronger than something like a commit for -3 speed, whatever that card's called. Specialist of sound. Yeah, this card feels really, really good. And that card's like a 2/5/3 low block. This is a 2/5/3 mid block. Just feels great. Feels great. As long as you find room for it, you know? Molde. Response. Add this card to your card pool face up or face down. After you check an attack, add it to your hand. That's nuts. Deadlock enhance once per turn. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. That's insane. This card's a 2 of if I've ever seen it. It's a 2/4 with a 2 mid block. That feels fantastic. The response is really, really good. We've had this type of ability in the game before, for standard universes, and it's been a 2 of. And the deadlock enhance is not a slouch either. Just being able to enhance once per turn, add. It is good. It is good. It is really good in Mina, but I still think it stays at the 2 of. I think this card's great. My biggest issue with the card, honestly, is I actually think the card feels really good on, like, defense, right? Of, like, stuff your own pool, then ripping attacks, you know you're gonna have it next turn. Yeah. Yeah. I think it feels fine as a 2x. It could honestly come down to a 1x and be chill with it, but I think I mixed them. I think 2, maybe 3 is where it's at. It honestly depends on your 4 checks, I guess. That's where I'm at with it. Struggling with studies. 153 low. Enhanced flip if this is your rival's third or greater attack. This combat phase. Add one card from your card pool to your hand. This card's insane. Response before one of your foundations would be flipped to your rival's effect. Flip this foundation instead. This card is so good. Chad, this card is so good. I think it's a 3 of... But I'm a 3x man. I hate doing 4x's unless they're crazy, right? Sometimes we don't get here. Sometimes we don't get here. But the decks that do want to just like string out and play all these super good moves. The real question is, how do you kill the water decks now? You don't. The biggest plus for this card under Water and Chaos is the fact that we have ways underwater to make it mid with tape, and then you block with a Breaker 2 block, and then they try to swing again, and then you flip this thing and you pick back up your 2 mid block with Breaker 2, and then you Breaker 2 them again. It just ends their turn. This card's really, really good. But the fact that, like, I mean, they have to keep swinging, they have to play into it, so on and so forth. Like you're allowed to play around this card. It honestly just probably shouldn't have had this response, and it's a 153 low. So, like, the block itself is not that great. It's really good on board. It's really good in the card pool. It does not feel great on top. It probably should have had a 4 diff if it has this response, but then Chris Bromley might have actually had a conniption. So what do I do about it? I mean, it's a 3 of, right? Like, it's really playable. Actually, I think it might just be a 2 of. I think it's super, super good. Maybe side the 4th in decks that, like, want to go wide, right? Like, what is this, like, this card versus Tokoyami feels amazing. I guess third or greater attack in this combat chain, right? Yeah, it could be a 4 of if you're, like, missing out on zones, but it's one of these two, and I'm gonna put it here for now. Sure, I'm down for it. Boop. She plays her stuff. She plays her stuff so well. It's super, super great. It's really, really good. Once again, I think this is the no move of the set of you want to do it. I've played into it as Tokoyami, and you have to tread carefully. Yeah, for sure. Right? It's like being able to just like pick up a thing and then block again. It's great. It's good. Double jab pummel. Sorry. Onto Ochako stuff. Let's chat about Ochako. 625. After the combat phase begins, reveal 1 momentum, add 1 higher charge attack. Reveal this way to your hand. Response: after you block an attack, draw 1 card and discard 1 card. Your next chance to play a card gets +1. Yeah, I think this card's fine. I think 25 is a little too low. If I had my my hands in the cookie jar, I would have discarded a card and drawn a card with 25 health, just like make blocking a little bit easier. I think this is just a little bit too low for what's going on here, but I don't have my hand in the cookie jar, so I don't get to make that. Ochako 3 is S tier, and every card is card A. Ochako is great. I love it. Huh. You are not going to like the next 20 minutes of this broadcast. You are not going to like the next 20 minutes. Okay, double jab pummel. Double jab pummel. Let's chat about it. 4-3-3 mid 5 charge punch combo charge. Neat. Combo hand, since this attack is blocked, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Your next check to play a card gets +2. Deadlock enhance, your next to play a card gets +5. Hey, I get to pass a card. This card's rad. I don't think it's a 4x though. I think that it is a 2x in charge decks. Oh, I think it's a 2x in charge decks for late strings and like good hand filter, unless you're just trying to kill them on turn 2, in which case it's a 4x, right? I think this card is going to be the thing that pushes Air Jiro above and beyond her other symbols, especially for set 2. Especially for set 2. I think that's where it's going to be. Choco 3 is a 7 to 8 hander with the right kit. Excited to play her. I don't know about that though. We just got bad symbols for punches. We don't care about punch, though. We care about charge. We care about charge. If it comes up with a punch, I would agree with you. This card would probably be bad. But it comes with a charge. And I think it's gonna make Air Jiro shilly. It's gonna make her very, very good. Yeah. Shrapnel Cloud Release. 5/3, too high for 7. Charge flash range. Response after the attack is blocked. Rival commits 1 foundation. This is going to be one of the best day 1 draft cards that you can have. I think this card's great in draft. This card is super, super rad. This number is lame, and this number is hype, which makes the all-in-all card very hype. Yeah. Pre-release all-star, I think. Right? You're going to play this as, and they're going to be at 7 health. They're going to be all tapped out, and you're going to be like, get it. Constructed poop tier. 100% agree, Chase. 100% agree. Yeah, I think this card is not very good. Maybe if this card had the weapon keyword, then Jiro could end up playing it because it's a flash charge weapon. But I'm happy that's not the case because she does not need new tools. I do not think that this card sees any play. I think it is an Eda 2 tier. Yeah. Trading Knife Strike. Now that card is a viable threat because it wants you to block it. It fits its role well. I agree, right? I think that this is cool. I think there's just better things that you can do with the card competitively. I think it's a very neat, very fun card. Yeah, I could not imagine myself ever playing this card. Ever. 7 speed, 2 damage. Now we're talking. Some attacks are played to be blocked. Like this one. This one is very, very good. 5/3, 3 mid for 5. Actually, here's what you do, Tim. Here's what you do. You ready? If this card was a 4 diff, I'm in. If this card was a 4 diff, too high for 7, I'm into it. I'm very, very into it. Super, super good. Super great. If it was a 4 diff. It's a 5 diff. I don't care. Not taking my 5 diff slot. Anyways. Training Strike, 5/3, 3 mid for 5. Charge EX2 weapon. Void Enhance. If the attack is not blocked, your rival discards a card. That's an insane ability. That's very, very good. Deadlock Enhance. Add up to 2 other attacks from your card pool to your momentum. Also insane. Weapon Charge EX2. This card feels great. This card feels so, so good. This could have been the... Y'all just greedy? Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, you're right. Knife to the new chop. That's how it feels. No, here's the deal. Here's the thing though. You get to play both. You get them both. You get them both. You get them both. This card is insane. Learn to play the game the way I want you to. We're working on it, buddy. We're working on it. I think this card is a 3, maybe a 4 of one of the best openers that you can have inside of Void decks. Unplayable under the other symbols, which means that it's probably closer to a 3 diff. And if we are playing these other 5 diffs like Chop, then maybe its stock goes down. I think the stock of this card is fine. Yeah, right. It's got EX2, buddy. Yeah. Hey, this thing's hella fast. You better block it. You better block it. Yeah, this card's great. This card's super, super good. It does randomly have charge and weapon, but it's got the void enhance, so I think it's fine. You never get to go to deadlock against that character anyways. 0 gravity barrier. 4/2/3 low for 6. If this card is added to momentum, add it face up. Momentum removed. Discard 1 momentum. Add rival's attacks to their momentum. They may draw 1 card. Enhance switch attacks, speed and damage. This card's job should be here, but it's probably going to end up closer to here. I think this card is fine. I think this card is also very fair. I think killing off their attack and then letting them redraw the card is very good. Where this card becomes very, very strong is in characters like Kirigiri. Where this card becomes very, very strong in the characters that you have breakered them on the chaos symbol. You have stolen your momentum. You have got your 2 momentum. You're sitting pretty. They play a card. They tap out. You shove it in their momentum. This card is very weak against Flash. This card is very weak against Fulfill My Duty. This card is very weak against Momentum Hate. This card is... This card's good, but I don't think it's a 4x in everybody. To the point where I actually would probably be playing it closer to a 2x. It feels real great as a 4-3, 6 low for 3 that snaps a momentum, right? Because like it always hits because it's 4 low. Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes that might just kill you, right? Like it might just be enough. Yeah, I think this card is good, but I think competitively it's gonna find a 2x slot. No. We're on page 2, boys. Nightmare tier for standard. It is Nightmare tier, huh? Oh, that's so good in him, huh? That's so silly. Ambush Tactics. 2/5/3 mid. Enhance flip. Reduces this attack speed to 0. Your next attack gets +2 speed. Your next check to play a card gets +1. This card's sweet. This card's super, super cool. This card's super, super cool. And to answer your question, Tarl, yes, I do. I do that. And then enhance if your first attack this combat phase was blocked. This attack gets +1 damage. This card combos really well with the flash attack. This card combos really well with Shrapnel Cloud Release. Because this card's probably just going to get blocked. Right? We're probably just going to get blocked. But I think in most every other character, this card's going to be blank for the first half of the game, and then the second half of the game is going to be live all the time, right? I don't like the enhanced flip. I like the free stats. I think that's really, really good. Reduce your attack speed to 0. Your next attack is +2 speed. Your next check to play a card gets +1. If they're posturing that they're going to block it, I think this card's good, right? If they're saying, hey, I'll respond and give this thing -3 speed, sure, I'll give it. It's at 0. You got me, buddy. Next one's going to get +2. Next check's going to get +1. I feel fine about it. I just feel bad losing this free enhance. Enhance : do a thing is so rare in my hero. It's so rare in my hero. It feels good. It feels super, super good. 0 capture into a throw. Yeah. Yeah, for that reason, I think it's probably just going to be another 2x. That's probably all I would run it at. Maybe even just a 1x. But, like, it's a 1x if you care about this top enhance. I think it's like a 2x if you care about the bottom enhance as well. Maybe 3x if you're, like, really... if you're like really trying to utilize it. Yeah. I think for me personally, it's going to stay at the 2x. I think I'm fine with it. Confused. This card's sweet. 2/5/3 high. Enhance flip. Remove one attack from rival's discard pile and choose one of its keywords. This attack loses that keyword and cannot gain keywords. This card's probably going to be 4x across all of its symbols because this card is so good. Mark my words, this makes Chaos Present Mic 1 a playable deck. This card all by its lonesome and you have to play it out of 4 of. This makes Void Kirigiri a playable deck. This makes so many. This is so much good throw hate on these symbols. It's so good. This card's insane. And the fact that it's only an uncommon, everybody gets to play it. This card's gonna be running around all the time. This card's gonna be running around all the time. I think it's a 4x across all the boards. You could get away with it with here, but I think it's a staple card. I think this card's insane. I think this card's so good. So good. But does it make Tokiyami 2 playable? Maybe. Yeah, you're gonna see this card all over the place. We are Fighting Dreamers. It's a 2/4/3 mid block response flip after your rival plays a non-character ability that reduces the damage of an attack. Cancel it. This card's the definition of the word tech. I would only ever put this card on my sideboard. I don't think I would ever mainboard this card. And I don't even know... Like, it's really good about... It's really good for the damage resets. Whereas this card was good versus the penalties. This card's good for the damage resets, but it's like... Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Red Riot. I think it's really good for the damage resets. But I think the damage resets also belong on the sideboard, so... Should I have a sideboard tier? That's where this is going to be, I guess. I'm putting it in one of. I'm fine with it. I'm chill with it. Enhance. If the check to play this attack was modified by an effect, this attack gains +1 speed. Enhance remove reduces damage of this throw attack to 2. Insane that the air symbol got all this void control. It's crazy. I've heard that it covers anything that can possibly give an attack a minus, so you can cancel pumps if they also give a minus. Correct, that's true. Yeah. The craziest thing about this card, well, we'll go back to it, is this card cancels plus ultra. Yep, this card cancels plus ultra. Because what happens, chat, fun math lesson, when you double a negative number? Bing, 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 bing. Yep, it goes lower. it goes more minus. And so this card says that if they try to plus ultra you, this card is a flip cancel of plus ultra. So this card in and of itself, is just a flip cancel plus ultra, which is going to make the stock of that card go down, right? This singleton rare is going to say if set 1 is still the most prominent set, right? This card is going to single-handedly fight it, which is just going to, like, increase the stock to, like, 2x main board, right? What, that doesn't work? If I double damage, if I 2x a -1 damage? I thought they changed the way that it works back in standard with Lorophobia and overly dramatic. You don't play plus ultra static. Does this say speed? Reduces the damage. Damage doesn't work when double. Damage doesn't work when doubled. Why? Because you can't double a negative. Because rules. I guess you'll just have to write rules. Yeah, I guess you'll just have to write rules. We're getting it from the head judge himself, so I mean he is sitting here in the chat. That is okay. I mean, if it doesn't work against plus ultra, it just makes the card worse. That's fine with me. I don't care. He can't invent rules that aren't in the game. It might just be that, like, we have the cards, but he hasn't updated the rules to, like, interact with the cards, right? As it is, it was patched in UVS before MHA released. Yeah, I guess I just missed it. That's okay. I do not mind. We can move on. Trainer's Gunhead, 153 low. Weapon ally enhanced. The check to play this card was modified by an effect. It gets +1 speed. This is super good. This in conjunction with the other Ochako card. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? This one is like +1/+1. Are you like it's just the spam? That's neato. That's neato. And then enhance remove reduces damage to this throw. It's a spam low block. It feels fine. It feels fine. Where would I put it though? It's probably a 2x depending on how throw heavy. Yeah. All in all, man, I think Ochako 3 is not a very good character, but with that said, I do think that she uses her abilities really, really well. I think the one card that she doesn't actually want to play is one of her ultra rares. I think she actually doesn't want to play this card. I think every other card probably feels really good for her. Obviously, Confusion she wants to play because that card's cracked. This card feels good, so she can play it every single turn, right? She just picks it up with her character phase. I think this character plays her kit exceptionally well. I think she's a very, very inclusive character. Yeah. On to Todoroki. 624 fire order water. Enhance once per turn. Your attack gets +2/+2. Enhance once per turn. Your range attack gets stun 2. Enhance once per turn. Both players add 1 momentum to their hand. Where have I seen this before? Where we just get to add momentum up to our hand. Where have I seen that? Huh. They're just the same character. That's fine. Sin of Conviction. It's a 5/3, 3 mid for 5, 1 high block charge, powerful 3, range, stun 1. That's 4 big keywords. Enhanced discard momentum. This attack gets +1 to all of its keyword ratings. That's really good. And if it's not blocked, both players lose 2 health. This card's insane in Todoroki 2. This card's so crazy good, but I think in other people, I think it's going to be just like a 2x, maybe a 3x. I could even see it as like a piece. I think the first enhance is overrated. Ooh, Jace. Interesting. I think inside of Todoroki, this card is fantastic and very playable. I think in everybody else, it's like a neat tech piece, right? Yeah. I think this card is interesting. I'm gonna put it not a Todoroki tier list. It's an all in all. Do we even play this in people if this deck's not blocked? If we're looking for high blocks, this card's fine. Yeah, I think in most people it's probably not going to be played. I think it's probably just going to be better choices. But I think in Todoroki it's like a mandatory card. I think you played it at a 3F mandatory. Yeah. Alright, down Frostbite, 4/3, 3 low, 4, punch slam, enhance, your next punch or range attack gets +3 damage, deadlock enhance, your attack gets stun 3. I think this card is Shadow Cloud tier. I think this card's going to be very, very good during pre-release, but I do not believe that it's going to be playable inside of pretty much anybody else. It's not a ranged, so we can't even give it the stats with Todoroki, right? We can't give it stun 2. We're allowed to give it stats. So it's a, what, 5 low for 6? But isn't it just like a better move to play? There's just like better moves, right? Under all 3 of these symbols? There's even like better, like, I bet there's even like better 4/3, 3 low for 4 2 low blocks. That's what I think. Right? I think this card is neat, but I think it's just here for draft. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in the Ida tier. Half Hot Ignition, 4/3, 4 mid for 4, Breaker 1, Fury ranged. Fire Enhanced, discard top card of your deck. It gets -1 speed +2 damage. Love that. If it's completely blocked, it still deals 1 during the damage step. This card's insane. This card is very, very good. I'm so happy it has this Water Enhance to do the thing and not a Fire Enhance. Or else Shigaraki would have another way to just like demolish. This card's sweet. This card's super, super good. It's got a 2 mid block, Breaker 1. It automatically hits all the time. Inside of this can be a 3 mid for 6 damage on a 4 diff, which is like a fine exchange rate. And then Todoroki himself gets to make up for it because we get to add stats to it. This card is totally fine in Todoroki just to be the only thing that we pick up every turn. Feels great. Feels very, very good. Half usable. I don't know, man. I think this card, even if it didn't have the Fire Enhance, right? Even if it didn't have the Fire Enhance, I think is fine. Yeah, I do think this is a water card, right? Like, I don't think it's a fire card. Unless you can figure out how to give it more speed with, like, a Bakugo enhance. But, like, I think this card is still great. I think it's still super, super good. I'm into it. I think it's a 4 of in every deck that wants. If you want to see this card, you see it. Searing Glacial Storm. Talk about insane cards. 5/2, 1 mid block, 2 high for 6. This card's so insane. This card's so good. This card's so good. Excuse me, Todoroki. What are you doing over here? I think this card is probably going to be a 3 of in every deck that can play it. Probably a 4 of in Todoroki. Probably a 4x across sideboards. I can tell you that every order character that I want to play is going to be playing this at a 2 of in their sideboard, bare minimum. So if we want to put it down here, I'm down for it. Every order character that I play, if I'm playing under these symbols, if I've got these symbols in the order symbol, I'm playing this card. There's no way that I don't. This card is so good. This card is so good at doing its job. Reset the board. Reset the board. I am so, this card makes me cackle. Do you guys remember? I was live on stream. Cementos had just come out. He got previewed the day before. And I sat across from 18 face down foundation Cementos as Atsui and was like, what the fuck do I do? What do I do? The answer is Searing Glacial Storm. The answer is Glacial Storm. So good. So good. So good. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it'd be a 3 of and everything. Defrosting. Enhance once per turn, discard the top card of your deck. Choose one of the following effects. This deck gets 2 speed minus 1 damage, minus 1 speed plus 2 damage. I think that this that's what I thought, Scavenger. But Tim, our Papa Tim Freelieb said that he said no, so I trust him. I'm sure that he will fix it. I think that this card could easily, any deck that's not running 3 diffs, I think that you just jam this guy at a 4 of and feel great about it. I think just discards 4 cards for minus 4 speed is super good. Or even like discard 4 cards for minus 4 damage is super good. I think that this is a totally playable exchange rate. Or even just like this card's good. This card is good. It probably should have a slightly better block, but I'm happy it doesn't. I think this card, if you want to play this card, I think playing it at a 4 of is fun. My only issue is that like right now, I think it's really good in order decks. I think it's not very good in water decks, which is where like I think a lot of these cards are going to be good. Yeah, I think this is a great card. I could easily see it at a 3 of as like the classic take, right? Like we put it at the 3. But I think that like if you can find room for it and you want to be a little greedy, I think 4 is fine. Oh, I've lost my keyboard. Drowning in Resentment. 2/5 too high. Enhance flip. This stun attack gets +2 or -2 damage. Playable while committed. That's a very good ability. Response flip. After this card leaves a card pool due to your rivals. All right. After a card leaves a discard pile due to your rival's non-character effect, add the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. So this card is almost enough to fight against Specialized Sound Waves. It just misses timing by it's just so slightly off. So the way this card works, from my understanding, is they play Specialized Sound Waves, they remove their momentum, and then they make the cards leave the discard pile. The 2 cards leave the discard pile, and they go to the transit zone. And then we get to respond to the Drowning Resentment because they are traveling. They are moving to the top of the deck. They're in the transit zone. And then I stuff their deck, and then they stack. Annoying that it does not actually just like hard counter that card. And I think that it should do that. But it's a good card as is, honestly. If your card leaves a discard pile due to your rival's non-character effect, it beats all the card pool stuffing that's not something like Tongue Whip, right? Like a lot of the other card pool stuffing is take the top card of your deck, discard pile, and put it into your card pool. And then the minus stats is really good. I think this card is a totally fine 2x in most things that can play it. I think it's fine. There's a lot of things that randomly have stun 1. It's neat. Beats up quick creation. True. Man, this card absolutely demolishes that Staff Strike deck. That's funny. Ice Gliding, a 1/5/3 mid, enhanced commit. This deck is +1 or -2 speed. If it's blocked, your next deck gets +1 or -2 speed. Whoop. It is all the way up here. It is a staple 4x. I think if you're looking for spam, this is super great. Even if it's just like commit for +1 and then commit for +1, the next one gets +1, or commit for -1, the next one gets -1. I think it's rad. I think both modes of this card are very good. I think that this is good. This is one of them good universes cards for sure. Making a stand. 2/5/3 low. Enhance flip, your rival discards a momentum. Enhance your stun attack gets +1 damage. If we're playing a stun deck, this card's a 3 of. If we're not playing a stun deck, it's a 2 of. I think this card is just as good and just as playable as What's Their Plan. I do think What's Their Plan goes up in stock because we do get to fight Bakugo 2 with that card. Hey, your next one loses powerful, dummy. And so I think that this is I think this card's good. I think this card is good. Enhanced flip. Rival discards of momentum is like beautiful, especially for Todoroki too. It feels so good for him. Yeah. Oh. So Todoroki. I think a lot of his stuff is really playable inside of him. I don't think this card is very good for him. This card feels great. This card feels great. This card feels good. Actually, he might just be an A. He might just be able to just jam all of his stuff, right? This card feels amazing for him. This card feels super good. He wants to keep in that mid game. I think the only card that I'm not in love with in his side of his kit is just this one. But I think for Todoroki, I think this card stock shoots way up. All three of these cards stock shoot way up. Yeah. A minus B plus for using his own stuff? Huh. A reminder for people who are just joining the stream: this is how well do they use their own kit, not how good the character is in general, because this is not including anything from set 1, right? I'm sure all these characters are absolutely amazing in God tier whenever you put them with set 1 stuff. Moving on, we got the main man stain, 629 all evil order. Enhance, your weapon attack gets +1 speed. If it deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. Response commit, after your rival makes a check to play a card, that check gets -3. Fail on that check does not end the combat phase. Only playable if your rival is taking damage this game. First, before we get started, I've seen a lot of people with some Stain hate, and I will not have it. I love Stain, and I think he's going to be he's going to be on the short list of characters that I probably take to events. I think this character is very good. I think the character is very good. And I think that good players are going to make that response look so good. It'll make it look so good. So on to his support, and we'll talk about him just a little bit later. Double blade slash, say 5/3 5 mid for 3. It's a 1 high block, fury stun 1 weapon. Evil enhance, lose 1 health. Your rival's check to block this attack gets -1. If this attack is blocked, your next attack gets stun 1. This card's a fantastic opener. I don't think it's that great, though. It deserves a 3x slot specifically in him. I don't think that it's a 4x. It's really good at triggering that response, right? Because it's like what we want. It's only 3 damage. It's only 3 damage. It's a 6 mid for 3 with stun 1 that really hits him. And if it's blocked, your next one gets it. But we never want to play 2 of these in a turn. And if we have any way to pump damage on this thing, like some sort of Hatsume, I think that we're better off for it. I think that's where this card shines if we can pump stats on it. Huh. Yeah, I'm hard pressed. It's probably a 3 of in most decks that want to play it because we want to see it as our second card, right? Because I'm talking directly about Stain, right? Because I don't actually know who else plays this card. Just Hatsume? Just Hatsume? I think Hatsume plays this card great. Yeah. 3 damage is still lethal in the right circumstances. You are right, but everybody else does this. Megalo. Only Stain, not even Hatsume. I think Hatsume could play the hell out of this card, actually. I think this is a great opener for her. Actually, you know who plays this card? Oh my goodness. Nomu. Nomu plays the heck out of this one, huh? Nomu plays this card real well. Huh. Yeah, I think the characters that want to play this card want to play this card. I'm in. But then you're playing evil, so yeah, trash. I don't think that the evil symbol is going to be bad this next set. I don't think that's true. I think the evil set was missing just a little bit, and then it's now pushed over the edge, right? I think the evil symbol, it might still be the worst symbol, but it's not a quote unquote unplayable symbol now, right? And the word unplayable is like not a very fair thing to say about it, but like this card feels fine in the characters that want to run it. The card feels great. Piercing Descent. In the running for some of the coolest artwork. I think the Xbox of this card is gonna be sweet. 4/3, 2 high for 5. Fury weapon combos with a weapon, 1 low block. Feels good. Combo enhance. This attack gets a +2 damage. If this attack deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. So the big thing about this card is this feels like an unbelievably good finisher. This card hits so hard inside of Stain. The issue is that top number, right? If we can figure out a way to mitigate this thing, I think that we will be fine. And it does get mitigated whenever we have Stain's ability, right? Because it's a 3 high, and then we respond whenever they go for the block, and now it's a 6 high. It's a 6 high for 5, 6 from Stain, 7, 8 from its ability, 9. So it's a 5 high for 9 on a 5 diff. This guy just swings so big. He just hits so hard. Man, I'm making Stain tomorrow. Yeah, this card's great. I don't think it sees play, though, which is sad. I think that there's probably just better 4 diffs. Maybe if we're looking for the 1 low block, and the fact that it has to combo with a weapon means that like it's really hard to play inside of order. Yeah, it's hard to play inside of order. I think this card's cool. But I just don't see people playing it just because of this number. Its number was honestly 1 higher. I think it got to be at like a 2x slot as like a cool big dunk. But no, I don't see it. Sinister Paralyzation. If you play Order Stain, you won't play weapons. I promise you. I'm gonna play. Well, Order Stain does not have an enhance. I'm not positive that that's true. I think that his stuff might be good enough to play. We also, like, are there any other order weapons down here? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But I think, like, Jolt in that deck is really good. Anywho. Sinister Paralyzation. This is the silliest take. My take? Sinister Paralyzation, 2/4, 2 mid, 3 low, 6 weapon combo with a weapon. If your rival has taken damage this game, seal 1 rival asset or foundation. And then combo enhance. If your rival checks a printed 5 or higher to block this attack, they recheck. So this card is the world's biggest pipe dream. I mean, the best part about this card. So here's let's talk about this card, right? Everybody gets really hung up on the combo enhance, and I think that the thing that we should look at for this card is it is a 4-diff version of the Eraserhead card that doesn't say you have to play an action. I think this is a good card. I think it's a good card. Sealing one of my opponent's assets or foundations because they've taken damage throughout the course of the game is good. That is a good ability. This thing deserves a 4-2. My issue that I see is that people just see this combo enhance and they go 2/3 of the time it's not going to work. They're gonna check their 5. They recheck, then check their 5 again. That's fine. Hack their check. Commit it. If you want to hit them so bad, hit them. Right? This is a 4 difficulty, 6 damage move that seals a thing. I think this card's great, guys. This card is a fantastic opener inside of this character. It's a 4 low for 7 inside of him. The combo only being okay is fine. That's how I feel about it. I know that some people wanted this card to make them mill until they failed their check. That sounds abysmal. That sounds so unfun. That sounds like crazy not fun, dude. Yeah, I think this card is very, very cool. My favorite part about this is you can take and stack their deck within the all symbol with specialized sound waves if you want to just run like 1,000 twos, right? I think this is a solid 2 of in every deck that if you have problems with foundation, oh, I should move. If you have problems with foundations on board, play this card. I think this card's better than the Eraserhead card at doing the job that the Eraserhead card does. I think the real power in the Eraserhead card is the fact that like it seals that card and it discards a card out of their hand, right? And that's only if you play an action, which sucks, which is tough to do. Slashing Whirlwind. I love this card. This is the main reason I want to play Stain. I think this card is freaking amazing. It is a 4 diff, 5 mid for 4. That is a beautiful opener. It's a beautiful poke. And sometimes, as somebody who played a provisional where their main kill condition was discard your hand for +5 damage, I would much rather discard 2 momentum to do so. I would much rather discard 2 momentum to do so. Yeah, I would much rather discard 2 momentum instead of my hand. Yeah, this card's great. This card's super, super good. As soon as this is the card that inside of the set, I want 4 of immediately. I instantly want 4 of this card. That is the first ultra rare that I want a 4X because I think that this is super, super good. Anything, any deck. Think about how good your silly Staff Strike decks are going to be when this is the 8th card in your card pool. You give it +2 speed, and then you give it +10 damage. What do they do? What do they do? What do they do? Nothing. They lose. They lose. This card's great. This card's very, very good. Challenging the Fakes. 2/5/4 mid. Enhance flip this attack gets -1 damage if it's not blocked. Your rival's next check to play a card gets -2. Failure the check does not end. Or sorry, not a card. Next check to play an attack gets -2. Failure the check does not end the combat phase. This card's so sweet. This is so sweet. This card's cool. This card's really, really cool. I don't know if it's a 4 of though. I don't know if it's a 4 of though. I think it's at bare minimum, I think this is a 2 of in every deck that can play it. At bare minimum, I think it's a 2 of in every deck that can play it. I think that it's probably going to end up being closer to a 3, but I think 2 is the right call. I think 2 is the right call. I would 4X with Stain. I don't actually know if that's true. It's a 2/4 or 2/5/4 mid block. This is yeah, I see you did there. This is a little spooky to me. I want to block things. I feel like blocking, you know? Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at 2. I think that's where it's at. Let's talk about this card, Hero Killer. 2/5/3 high. Response remove after your rival builds or unflips the foundation. Remove it. This card's so sick. This card's a bare minimum 3 out of 4th in the sideboard. This card is insane. This card's nuts. There's not even a bottom ability on this card, and we play it. Whew. So good. This card's so crazy good. And then Deadlock first form, remove your weapon attacks have stun 2 for the rest of the combat phase. For the rest of the combat phase. Yeah, this card could be the most expensive rare in the set. Rare Foundation, at least. Easy. Easy. This card's so good. This card alone makes me want to just play these symbols. This card's so good. Yeah, I think 3 of at the bare minimum. Bare minimum. Don't go into Deadlock? Yeah, you can't. Right? You're not allowed to. Yeah. I don't think this card is that good. We will see. We will see, Flesh Coffin. We will see. Yeah, this card's insane. This card's super good. Imitating Presence. 1/5/2 mid. It's got the weapon keyword. Let's go, Staff Strike Dex. Let's go. While in your card pool, rival attacks have -1 speed. That's neato. And then response flip after your rival readies 1 or more foundations due to their effect. Flip them. This card's hilarious. This card's so good. This card beats things like requesting assistance. I think this card's great. I think this card is once again a bare minimum 2 of. We've got the evil symbol doing. Yo, Jabberwock with this the gifty. Thank you so much. I think this card is a bare minimum a 2 of. I think that I play this in every deck that can possibly play it. I think Readying Foundations is viable enough inside of enough symbols to warrant this card, right? I think that this card is good. I think this card is a very good ability. And then it's like at bare minimum, right? It's a 1/5/2 mid that says while it's in the card pool, the attacks have -1 speed, which means it essentially doesn't count as progressive, right? Because they'll just always have -1 speed. I think this card's rad. I think this card's good in pool, good in hand, good on board, good on top of deck. It covers all 4 spots where a card can be good in. This is great. This is a good card. You could even push it up further if you wanted to. I'm into it. Rooftop Vantage. 0/5/2 low block. Enhance flip. Look at the top card of your rival's deck. This card's good. This card is a good card. I don't have very much that I can say about this card. I think that this card is a beautiful spam. It's got a great flip effect. Sometimes like your math of whether I'm going to play my next move or if they're allowed to block is all based on what's the top card of the deck. And so the fact that I get to just like take a quick little peek, stunning, beautiful, wonderful. It's very, very good. I think this card is fantastic. It makes me want to play it at a 2, even possibly a 3 of. I actually think I'm going to play it at a 3 of in most decks that I can. I think it's a great low block, and I think that this ability is going to be way better than people think. Way better than people think. I think the good players are going to leverage this card way at an exceptional rate. Exceptional rate. Is this tier list going to be available after stream? Yeah, for sure. I can do that. And then Stain. How well does Stain use his own cards? Honestly, I think Stain uses his own cards really well. I think Stain uses his attacks really well. I just don't think he uses his foundations as well as or better than anybody else, right? And that's kind of where these come in. Is I don't think he uses his foundations better than these characters. So I'm probably just gonna stick him in B. Yeah. All right, so that's it for the main cast. This is where we're looking with how you should be deck building. I don't know. I guess that's like a weird way to put it, but like how I value these cards of like 1 to 0 numbers in your decks, and where you should be looking. Obviously, all of this is subjective. Yeah, we're almost done. We got like 30 more. On to Dobby. Talk about a character that TamCardwell slept on. I thought this character was bad, and then I saw him get played, and it was very cool. Do we have all of Vine Girls yet? Yeah, we do. We are at 628 Chaos, Death, Fire. Better with Plus Ultra? Very much better with Plus Ultra. Enhance once per game. Remove 10 foundations from your discard pile. Colon, your attack is plus 8 damage and gain store. Your rival destroy all the ready foundations to cancel this effect. First enhance, your next attack gets plus 3 damage. First enhance, your attack gets +1/+1. My thought here was like, what happens whenever they just don't have ready foundations? And then the answer is you just kill them with your +3 damage moves. And then the big thing about Dabi that like I was truly sleeping on is the fact that you're just not allowed to just like build and pass your turn on turn 5. You're just not allowed to do that, right? Unless you have an out to the throw, right? Which like the rest of his moves aren't playing throws, so things like confusion like don't even help, right? Like you have to play actual throw hate, like where is that card? Where is that card? Where it be? The Ochako one. It's lost here somewhere. This one, the -2. Yeah, you just like, you're just not allowed to like just build. You have to keep putting pressure on. It's very, very cool. Yeah. So let's look at his stuff. We've got Blue Flame Spiral. This card's so rude with his once per game. 5/3, 3 mid for 5 charge punch. It's a charge that's tight. Enhance ready to rival foundations. Colon stack is +4 speed. Enhance discard top 3 cards of your deck. Its attack deals damage. Destroy one rival foundation. Excuse me, we've already had one of those, which was a 4x into our deck. Its attack deals damage. If the attack deals damage, destroy one rival asset or foundation. This card's gonna be such a good UR. This card's so good. If you have a way to accidentally give this thing stun 2 again, right? The ready 2 rival foundations, like, doesn't matter, right? You ready their stuff and you just commit them back down again. Things under 2 of these symbols, you've got things like Frozen that you get to play. It's very, very good. Very, very cool. I'm in Nebraska, buddy. Yeah, it's a 7 mid for 5. Yeah. Nomu likes this. Yeah, I think this is a great Nomu card. You're not even allowed to partial block it. And just got top 3 cards of your deck is like not a cost. It's not a cost at all. Media Loops Dabi is pretty good. That's pretty cool. How do I feel about this card? My issue with this card is it is big 5 diff energy. And so like seeing 2 of them in a turn might not feel amazing. It feels real bad in your prime turn, but actually I think this card could possibly be a bit of a build around. So I actually think that like you could get away with 4 of this in your deck, as long as Tim's not looking at it with 5 of it. You can get away with 4 of this card in your deck. I think it's probably gonna sit a little closer to 2x in most people's decks, as like a neat tech piece. You could get away with like a solid 1 diff or 1 of if you wanted to, but I think 2 is probably the answer, probably where it's gonna sit. That's where I'm feeling about it. League interview 2. Chat, do you see what I see? The chaos symbol has a 6 diff? What? The chaos symbol has a 6 diff? Woo! It's a 4x instantly. No, that's not true. First form, discard top 2 cards of your deck. Your next check gets to play a card gets +1. That's fine. This card makes decks like Fire or Chaos Todoroki 1 feel way more alive. And then response flip, after you make a check to block, that check gets +1. Essentially, this card counts as 2 foundations. It has big exam energy. This card gets substantially worse the more that you have. At the same time, it gets substantially better the more that you have because you don't feel bad flipping for the response, right? If I only have 1 of these league interviews, it feels bad playing. If I don't have more than 1, so if I do have more than 1, I'm allowed to flip it and still get my first form off on the other ones, right? And so like it's interesting where this card wants to be. I think this card is at bare minimum a 2 of in your deck. I think holding it at a 1 of, like we can do that, but I think 2 is where we probably wanna live, so that we're allowed to do both, as well as just like randomly 6 checks. I think people just jamming 6 checks into their deck is not a great move, especially because the 6 check that we're playing now is like a 2/6. I understand that we were playing 3 or 4 3/6s in the good lists or the earth lists or the whatever. But the fact that this card has the fact that this card's not the spam and it's only usable like once per turn, right? With the form, it's only usable once on your turn and then once on your opponent's turn, or once per game on your opponent's turn, is not amazing. I think this card's very, very mid tier, very mid. So how well does Dabi use his cards? I think Dabi uses his cards exceptionally well. I don't know why this is. I guess discard top 2 cards of your deck in order to play a card just like fuels your discard ability better, but like It's fine. It's fine. I think he's fine. I think it's gonna be really hard pressed to like love these three support card characters and put them in A tier. I think I'm just gonna jam him in B. I think he's fine. Undo Endeavor. Is a 630. He's got all earth fire. Enhance your non-threat attack is +1 damage for each 6 cards in your discard pile. Enhance commit. After you dealt 5 or more damage, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. I think this guy's really cool. I think he's cool. What's this guy do? 4/3, 4 high for 3. I love the bigger speed than damage because he's pumping a bunch of damage. You ever do a deck for All Might True Form? I did back whenever coordinated effort was legal, but now that card's not legal, and so I have to like go all the way to the drawing board again. Anyways, Hellflame Javelin, enhance if this attack is blocked. Your rival cannot play break abilities for the rest of the combat phase. Insane ability. It's very, very good. Good tech piece. And then if you have 10 or fewer cards in your deck, commit to rival foundations or asset or any combination. I think this card is a very neat tech piece. I don't think that it's going to be at a 4 of. I think it's fine. It's got a good 1 high block. It feels, yeah, that's how I'm feeling, Jace. It feels very sideboardy. And it feels like decks that want to play this card are probably just mainboarding it at like 1 or a 2 of. I don't think that you need this card like a ton. Right? Like this card actually feels kind of cool for like an All Might 2 deck. Because like there's plenty of times where we've got 10 or fewer foundations to like make it work. It's a card versus water decks. Yeah, I think that's a fine take. Yeah, I'm cool with the tech piece sideboard stuff. Revel at his masterpiece. What a fantastic card. 2/5/2 mid block, enhance your turn. Discard the top card of your deck. This deck gets +1 damage. It's great. Endeavor Todoroki form. Remove if you have 10 or fewer cards in your deck. Draw 2 cards. This card is just a fire version of the draw 4 card. Draw 1 for every 4 ranges in your discard pile, right? And this is how this card feels. I think this card is rad. I think this card is very, very good. I think that this card might be played at the 4 of in the decks that want to play it. I think this card, correct, Abel, self-assured. I think this card is really, really good. And I think if you're playing Endeavor or Todoroki, like you just play this at the 4 of, because like as soon as you hit 10 cards, you just get to just draw 8 and be like, Pog, I'm down. Yeah, I think your turn discard top card of your deck gets 1 damage is a totally fine exchange rate. I think the idea of like having any sort of discard recursion like we have with Endeavor, if Endeavor existed inside of Standard, right? Which he will, right? Or if the mill cards from the fire symbol existed inside of My Hero, I think Endeavor just turns on way too quick for what we've got going on for. Endeavor's gonna shit damage these, yeah, for sure, and that's kind of like how he should feel, right? Like, look, he's a big hulking man. Like he just throws bombs. I think this character is really cool. And I think that he uses his kit like I actually think he uses his kit better than Dobby does. So I want to put him in A. Play a 50 card Endeavor deck with just 4 of these and just like tap their whole board and kill them. It's interesting. It's interesting. What's the exchange rate on a 50 card Endeavor deck? Right? What do you get? Like +3/+4? Maybe? Interesting. We'll move on. Tokoyami. 626, once per turn, discard 1 card from your card pool, add 1 ally card from your discard pile to your card pool, playable while committed, enhance commit, ready 2 ally foundations that have not been ready this combat phase. This is a card. This one's neat. Dark Shadow Dive. Hopefully you just heard. But the bird is the word. Not this bird. It's a 4/3/3 high for 4 ally range slam. While this card's in your card pool, rival checks to play foundations get -1. That's neato. I think that that's really, really cool. I think it's one of the coolest. I think it's one of the coolest ways to utilize Tokoyami 2, right? I think being able to kick a card, add this card after your opponent does a poke. Imagine blocking with this card and then playing one out of your discard pile, and then they try to like build out. Crazy. Enhanced commit 1 foundation. This attack gets a +2 speed and +1 damage. This feels really cool inside of Tokoyami because it becomes like a 5 for 5 on a 4 diff that says your rivals checks to play foundations get -1. And you just get to re-ready it back up with this of enhanced commit ready to ally foundations, right? You just like commit an ally foundation to do the thing. I think this is bottom 5 cards of the set. Dark Shadow Dive. I think that it's like I think it's only playable in Tokoyami. I think Tokoyami is the only person that gets to play this card is this guy. So like I could see that. I think that's a fair take. I think that this card just isn't played though. I don't think that this card cuts it. I think this card would have to have probably one more stat bump in either of these in order to make this card playable, or maybe like a stun 1. Maybe a better block. I don't know. I don't actually know how you make this card more appealing for people that aren't randomly Tokoyami. And I think Tokoyami only plays at like a 2 of or something. Resting between bouts. Response commit after you make a check. Play foundation. The check gets +2. That's very cool. Enhance rival's turn. Destroy. Add 1 ally card from your card pool to your hand. I think that this is a really interesting card specifically for Tokoyami 1 dot because you can block with your action or play your action and then destroy this and then pick it back up and then like you have your action for your next turn. Or like the worst thing you can do as Tokoyami 1 dot is block with Dark Shadow Ruin. Right? You block and then they play another one and you just like destroy the yeet this card back to my hand. I have to have this card in order to play the game. And so I think this card is super, super good. I think that it is a 1 of index. I think people play at 1 of. The response commit is not that staggering, and this card only touches ally cards. I think it's really, really niche. I think the biggest issue with Tokoyami 2, honestly, is he's just not that very good. I think Tokoyami 2 is not very good, so obviously he's not going to play his kit the best. Yeah, it not being an ally card is a little rough. But like, how do you put ally resting between bouts? How do you put the ally keyword on this card? Right? What is he, best friends with a tree? Is he good pals? Yeah, I'm just putting him in C. I don't think that he's good enough to even attempt to put it. Yeah. Sero! 626. Tree pal. Enhance your attack. Discard a card from Rav's card pool. Your attack gets +3 speed and draw 1 card. Enhance twice per turn. Commit 1 foundation. Your rival commits 1 foundation. This card's sweet. This card is the definition of the control character I was looking for. This is it. This is it, guys. This is him. This is the Sero I'm going to play forever. This Sero is so good. This Sero is so good. I think that bottom enhance is nutty banana sandwich. I think it's crazy. I think this one is one of the good ones. It's one of the good ones. So let's look at and see how he's looking. Enhance. Robot adds the top card of the discard pile to your card pool. I'm begging. Please. Please put this in this tier. I'm begging. Hey, let's all make a gentleman's agreement to not play this card. I'll let you have your tongue whips. I'll let you have your Moneta 2s. Let's just leave this one off the table. Between me and you, gentleman's agreement. Shake hands. Right? No? Nobody? No handshakes? Okay. Let's actually look at it then. Then enhance if a card's left your card pool. Rebels card pool is kind of a chance on this deck. Who cares about that? We'll just make it low, I guess. We're probably just gonna leave it in the card pool. It probably doesn't even have a bottom enhance. The bottom enhance is gonna be so wow, rude boss mode. The bottom enhance is gonna be so underused that we just don't care about it. This card's just gonna be a 4 of in every deck that can play it. because it does this top thing, and this top thing is cringe, and we hate it. On to Travel by Tape. 2-4. Oof. I was worried. I thought water was going to get out of here without another 4 check. 2-4, 2 high block. Response flip. After you block an attack, discard your block from the card pool. That's neat. And then enhance remove. Change the zone of your rival's attack. I think this is more card pool stuffing, but it's a 4 check. Or card pool clearing, but it's a 4 check. I think this card's cool. Change the zone of your rival's attack. I think if the bottom enhance was playable while committed, I think I'd be into it, right? Because we can commit it to make them stuff one and then do the thing. I think this is probably just gonna be tech pieces at best. Yeah. Yeah, I think this guy's not great. I don't know when I would ever play it. That's how I feel about it. I think maybe if it had a better block, I could get there, but I'm not feeling it. So what's Sero got going on for him? I think Sero plays his kid exceptionally well. I think that he just like plays this attack like a motherfucker and just feels great about it. I think he feels great. I think he feels super, super good. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't play with his foundation very well. Change the zone of your rival's attack. He just does kind of stare out things. I'll put him down to B. That's fine. On to Toga. Toga's a 720. With death, evil, life, enhance, lose 1 health. Your attack gets +1 speed. If your attack is blocked, your rival loses 1 health. And your next attack gets +1 speed. This cannot kill them. Response, twice per turn. After rival loses a health, gain 1 health, draw 1 card, discard 1 card. This character's neat. This character's super, super cool. I think this character is... I think the character's cool. I think that her play pattern is interesting. It's wide open. I honestly wish she was keyword gated. I wish she was keyword gated to Weapon Fury. Actually. I think the fact that she's not keyword gated means that, like... I think that she's really, really strong. Hell, I'd be even down for and I hate to do this to you, Yeslin. I'd even be down for like non-throw. I think this is so grossly powerful. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I see you there. It just always works. On to our stuff. Nice Slice. It's a 5 5 low for 5 1 mid block. Enhance the next time your rival loses health this combat phase, they lose 1 health and you gain 1 health. Deadlock enhance, your rival loses 2 health. I think this card's insane. I think this card's actually cracked in half. This card being a 5 low for 5 is very, very good, and it is the reason that I want to play Stand Under Evil. Actually. Yeah, I think this card inside of Stain is where it is at. Hey man, this is a 6 low for 5. If it hits, they burn for 1, and if it hits, they burn for another, and I gain 1. It's a 5 low for 5 with a 1 mid block. It probably could have been blank, and I'd still be playing it. And it's got a nutty Deadlock Enhance that just like burns too, just whap. And these cards can make them lose the game. I think this card's sweet. This card could have been an ultra rare, and I think we were down for it. Excited for Blood. 3/5 high. Response flip after your rival loses health, gain 4. Response once per turn. Lose 2 health after your rival loses health. Draw 1 card. This is a hot take. I think this card is unplayable. No. I think this card is probably closer to a 3 diff. I think that it probably could have been a 3/4 and gotten away with it, actually. But it's probably going to be played at 4 of and everything that can. Pay 2 health, draw a card once per turn is a really good exchange rate. And then as a panic, just gaining 4 real quick on your turn just feels good. I think the interaction with both you and your opponent playing Excited for Blood, you guys are just like so happy that vitality is being lost. It's rad. It's very, very cool. But I think it's probably just going to be a 3 of. That's how I feel about it. Nomu looks funny in that art. That's funny. It's good. All in all, I think Toga plays her kit the best. I think it's so good. Doesn't have water summon, not a 4-check. Hey, good point. Good point. Hadn't thought about it that way. I think Toga plays her kit the best, possibly out of everybody here. I do think that Toga is one of the best characters in the game. Hands down, bar none. Just because of how open she is. And 7 hand size versatile characters are just good. They're just good. Shinzo. 719 first form, name and attack zone. High, mid, low. Hear me out. Pay 2 health. Next turn, pay 2 more health. Flip gain 4. Then use Trey Sheik to unflip it. Yeah, I think doing that is great. I think Trey Sheik's stock goes way up. Yeah. Name and attack. High, mid, low. Attacks in the match zone. Get +2 speed for the rest of combat phase. Response once per turn. After Revol's attack resolves, reveal 1 random card in their hand. They must play an attack. They must play that card as their next form or discard it. This guy sucks, obviously, right? This guy is bad. But let's see how his cards stack up, right? Off guard punch, the meme of the week. 4/3 2 high 5 fury punch. If this attack is not blocked, your rival discards a card. Wait, we've seen this before on an Ochako card. We can just play every one of these in the whole. We can play every one of these ever, and they have to block it. This says Shinzo enhances chances on this attack. It gets your next attack is +2 damage. This card's fine. I don't think that it's. It might not even be played. It's a 4-diff version of this card, right? Where's this card at? Where's the knight? Is this a 4-diff version of this one? Right? It hits just as hard. It's a little bit slower, but not in him, and not in like a racer head. What do I want to do with this one? This one feels so weird. If this attack is not blocked, your rival discards 1 card, changes on his attack. I don't know. It's probably mid. It's got a mid block, which makes it feel way better. If you have any sort of way to like guarantee some of this to hit, like I think I might be into it. Like it might end up being here like a it's a 4-diff with a 5 damage that discards cards. Like maybe that's just enough to carry it. It feels like a fine opener. It just gets blocked every time that you want it to be. You just want it to be blocked, which sucks. Unexpected hero. After Robo discards a card in the combat phase, draw a card. Enhanced flip. This deck gets -3 speed and +3 damage. Now this is a card. This is what we're talking about. This is one of the good ones. 2/4 low block. Response command after your rival discards a card during the combat phase, draw a card. Stunning exchange rate, and then flip. This is -3/+3. It's just a good card. If you were ever thinking about playing good impressions under the void symbol, just play this one instead. This is just a way better good impressions. Like I can't imagine having this card in first impressions in the same kit, right? The fact that this one like we're looking at yeah, it sucks. It's rough. Yeah, I think this card is going to be a 4 of in the decks that want to run it. I think in Void and Order throw decks, I think this card is insane. I do not care if you block my throw. I could not care less. It's going to get the +3 damage. This card with reverse throw. Rad. I'm gonna draw my bonus card for sure. At a flip cost, great. This card's rad. I think the characters that want to play this card this card by itself might actually make Shinzo like even remotely playable. Just barely though. Just barely. Shinzo, I guess he plays his cards well, but like he just sucks. He just sucks so bad. Ibarra. We're so close to being done, guys. We got like what, 20 more? Right at it. Ibarra, 719, Earth, Life, Water. Enhance. This attack gets -1 damage. Your next attack this turn gets +3 damage. Enhance once per turn. Your next low attack ignores progressive difficulty. I've seen this guy play it a bunch on stream. This card is very, very good. This card is very, very fun. I like this card a lot. It is up there with Dobby for cards that I thought were bad, but ended up being way better. Creeping Vine Eruption. It's a throw. Enhance. This attack deals less than 5 damage. Add 1 copy of Face Shield from discard pile to your hand. The relevance of this card is all going to be based on the relevance of this card, right? And this card's going to be a 2 of in pretty much every deck that can. This card is as good as what was that card? This card, right? It's going to be a 2x in every deck that's allowed to play it. I think this card's crazy, crazy good. It's probably going to be a 4x in most decks. It's going to be a 4x for the first 2 weeks, up until the first provisional, and we'll see how it shakes out, right? This card's so good. And so this card's good, so I think that Creeping Vine Eruption like also gets played. I personally would play Face Shield and not play Creeping Vine Eruption every day of the week. I don't think this card is very good. I think this card is very I know I have mid tier, but this card feels very mid to me. I'm not on the Creeping Vine Eruption train. I think these cards are not very good. It's a neat throw. It's a 5 diff 5 damage throw. We've seen those 100 times. 100 times, especially on these 2 symbols. It's cool that Earth has a throw now, right? Like, I don't know. Nah, I wouldn't play this card. I think it being at like a 2 of maybe, like 2 and 2 is fine. Earth is 2 throws. Yeah, it's got the Midoriya one too. It's fine. I think this card sucks. I think it's not very good. Ibarra though plays the hell out of these cards. Ibarra plays these cards like a champ. Ibarra loves these cards. They're so good. On to our Lord and Savior. We've got Mineta, my favorite character in the set. Like, character that does not tilt me even a little bit. 531, enhance once per turn. Add your rival adds 1 foundation from their stage to their card pool. If it's your rival's turn, they may build one. Build the top card of the deck face down. Enhance discard momentum, reduce attack speed to 0. Draw 1 card. Let's look and see what Great Brush does. It's a 5/3, 4 mid for 6. Fury, stun 1. It's got the death symbol. We love this in Bakugo. If your rival has at least 1 card in their card pool, draw 1 card. That's annoying. That's annoying. Of course they're gonna have a card in their card pool. You put it there. Of course they're gonna have it in their card pool. You put it there. And then Mineta Enhance. Attack gets +2 damage and gains throw. Only playable its speed is below its printed. It's so good with this card. Insane with surviving the final. Man, I think Great Brush is very good. It deserves the rare slot. I think this card is actually fantastic. That card being a 3 check is dope. I agree. It's a cantrip that replaces itself as a throw, as stun 1. It's 4 mid for 8 inside of Mineta. I think this card is probably played at a 4 of in the decks that want to play it. If you are not playing this card at a 4 of, so in Mineta it's a 4 of, right? I think if you are playing as I think if you're not playing as Mineta, I think it's probably just a 3 of. I think it's probably just a 3 of. Yeah. I think it's a fine pseudo opener, right? Like, it feels fine as the first card because it's a 5 diff. My issue is that it's a 5 diff, right? Which means I have to play it as the second card because I need to have them have a card in the card pool. And it's very hard to do that without something like Sticky Balls, right? We need an Eat My Sticky Balls. We need a Sticky Balls. We need a Tongue Lashing. We need something to get the ball rolling so that this card can actually just replace itself. But it feels fine as the opener. Did I do this for the first set? I don't believe so. Yeah, it's fine as like a 3 of. And then surviving the final easily could be a 4 of. Easily. I think it's one of the snappiest 4 ofs in the entire set because it's essentially -2 speed, right? Because you get 2 once per turn, give it -1 speed for free, and then you just commit it whenever you pass your check. This card's insane. This card's so crazy good. And then Mineta plays his stuff better than anybody else in the game. Mineta plays his stuff better than Ibarra does. Yeah. Crazy good abilities. All this guy wants to do is block his opponent. All he wants to do is just burn this one of these once per turn on his turn. This three kit combo is going to top a provisional, and it's going to beat me for my winning in, and I'm going to be mad about it. That's what I have to say about that. Nieto Monoma, 626. Response once per game after an attack deals damage. Gain all abilities on a rival's character for the rest of the game. This ability cannot be canceled. This guy's cool. This guy's a deck builder's delight. Enhance your attack gains a keyword trait of your choice. If it gained taunt, this attack gains +1 damage. This character's cool. I don't think this character is that egregious, honestly. I think the best thing about this character is he kind of eats 5 hand size character. Like, he just eats them, right? Because their abilities are so good. Yeah, Mr. Cyborg himself. Yeah, he's a cool character. Let's look at what his stuff does. 4/3, 2 high, 4 high, 3 breaker, 1 slam, enhance, add 1 foundation from your stage to your hand. This attack gets +3 damage. So he doesn't eat Moneta. Moneta eats him. I don't know, man. I think Monoma gets to play, like, all you gotta do is touch him once, and now you are Moneta. You're a 6 hand size Moneta. That's great. That's very good. You get a 6 hand size Moneta that, like, gives plus damage. Monetta's already 10 hand size. All right, you're funny. Copy Harden. 4/3, 4 high, breaker 1. I think this card actually brings Kirishima back into the limelight of being able to, like, play the game, right? Because it, like, puts his second once per turn or twice per turn back on the character. All right, attack is +3 damage on your turn. This feels great for Kirishima. I think this card's cool. I don't know why the heck we're playing it in Monoma. Literally, it might be because this is the screen grab that they did, and they're like, it has to be copy hardened. We have to do this. It literally copies the hardened card of commit. Wait, this card works with harden. Because you can commit hardened to give it the +3 and then pick it up for +3. Man, hardened with this card's insane, huh? Sure does. Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. This card's probably not gonna see play, sadly. It just doesn't quite do enough. Maybe it was a 4 high for 4. Maybe we talk about it. Harden says it has to have hardened. Oh no. Evade and copy. 2/5, 2 mid, taunt. When you attempt to block this card, return Rival's attack to its printed speed and zone. Monoma enhance. Once per turn, this foundation gains all enhanced abilities printed on non-unique Rival foundations. So, inside of Monoma, this card is a 4 of. This card is a 4 of. This card is insane in this character. I get to steal your stuff. Inside of everybody else, it's probably just going to be a 2 of, and those 2 copies are probably just going to be on the sideboard. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So, Monoma, does he use his cards well? Yeah, for sure. This says Monoma enhance on it. Yeah, and this card's all you need to actually want to play Monoma. It's Monoma and then this card, and then you feel great. Actually, you just got to, like, play your cool deck and then play your opponent's cool deck at the same time. I think this card right here put this character from being absolute, like, C tier, Ida 2 tier for me, all the way up to like B tier in my eyes. I would happily play Monoma, but only if I get to see this cool card. I would never copy Walkling. Oh, note that its foundation does share with Walkling. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. My issue with this guy is, I guess he doesn't work well with this thing, and we've only got 3 cards, so we'll put him down in B. I'm into it. Present Mike 2, my favorite character in the whole game. 7/17, enhance your attack. Discard the top 4 cards of your rival's deck. Your attack gets +1 damage for each attack card discarded this way, or attack discarded this way. Doesn't have to say card, I guess. Response once per game after your rival plays an attack or action, discard it from the card pool and cancel its effects. Neat. I think this character is cool. I think this character is very, very cool. Having an attack negate on your face is very good. He's got the chaos symbol, so he gets to play the barrier card, right? He gets to play this card under chaos find 2 momentum, never hit me ever again. He's got big Kirigiri energy, and he also has like accidental damage on him, right? Onto his attacks, we've got 2/6, 2 mid for 8. That big Timmy energy. God, hey Mildex, hey Schnitty, you and me both, buddy. How stun locked are we going to get in? Yeah, card is so bad. So my issue with saying that the card is so bad is I think the card is fine if you get to super late game, right? And if you're trying to mill your opponent, this bottom ability is good, right? I don't think that mill should be an easy strategy for people, right? And so you make this thing very easy to make them block, to discard a bonus card because they blocked, right? They discarded a card, they checked a card, that's 2 cards gone, and this card mills at least 4 cards. President Mike mills 4 cards. On this one attack, they mill a 5th of their deck if they're playing minimum. When you put it in that kind of terms, yeah, it's not a bad card. I'm going to mill a 5th of your deck for blocking this attack. That's great. Inside of President Mike. Inside of anybody else? This card's dog shit. Who cares about this card? Attack, low attack? Who cares? Who cares? Who actually cares about this card? This card sucks. Inside President Mike, I think it's a 4 of. Actually, I unironically, no cap. I think that is a 4 of in President Mike. In fact, that is the President Mike deck that I'm probably going to be building tomorrow. Is with which my plan is tomorrow is to build all these set 2 characters. Hottest performances guaranteed. Whew. If you don't plan on playing Mike, this card is the worst card ever. Yeah, for sure. Let's get into it. Enhance Commit. Discard the top card of both players' decks. The player who discarded the card with the highest difficulty chooses one of the following effects. If the difficulties matches, ready this foundation, : What a cost. What a cost. This attack gets +4 damage. This attack gets -3 speed. Gain 2 health. I think this card's cool. The person who controls the card. The person who controls the card gains 2 health. But if the opponent discards the top card of the deck and they win, they get to choose which of the 3 modes. They get to choose, is this one going to get +4 speed, this one going to get -3, or is the card owner going to gain 2 health? They own the player who discarded only gets to choose the effects. And the effect is this card says gain 2 health. This card sucks. We can move on. We don't have to get stun locked. I think, and this is crazy, I think Mike plays his cards really, really well. Understanding that how quickly Mike can mill you if you're playing. Mike versus Tokoyami, I don't know what the bird does. I don't know. I have no idea what the bird does. I don't know. I think Mike plays these cards exceptionally well. He's going to be playing some high difficulty stuff in order to make this bonus mill happen, and he wants to gain the health. It's fine. It's neat. It's neat. On to one of the big bads of the format, I feel. Eat a 2. 720, Air Order Void. Response after playing an EX ability at the top card of your deck to your momentum. Enhance once per turn. Ready 1 foundation with a printed difficulty of 1 or less. This card's insane. This card's insane. It has the Void symbol and resistance. This card's insane. Falling Thruster Kick. 4/3, 2 high 4 EX3. Kick combo. What about Todoroki 1 who mills himself? 70 card Todoroki? No, it's fine. It'll be tough, but it'll be fine. Common enhances attack gets +3 damage. So it's like a 5 high for 7 on a 4 diff inside of our character, and we keep the momentum that we spent. This card's sick. This card's so good for a common. It feels great. It feels good in other players, other characters. Yeah, this card feels really good. I think in most decks that are gonna run this card, if they want to run this card, I think it's going to be a 3 of that they run it in. I don't know if there are other set 1 cards, like off the top of my brain, that like don't want to play this. The fact this is a 4 diff and a 2 low block might be the thing that gets us there. Just combo enhance +3 damage is a good enough exchange rate, as long as you can put any sort of speed on it, right? Like this card inside of Eraserhead feels good as long as we have enough EXs, right? Like a 4 high for 7 on a 5 diff feels great. Not to mention the other EX if we need it. I think this card's cool. I think this card is neato. Yeah, this card's good. This card's good. The winner of the silliest, most terrible art and name in the set, we've got Fusion. 1/5/2 mid, and it's a rare. This is gonna be the ugliest rare. Actually, it might not be ugly because of a big explosion in the background, but this card's weird. This of all the cards they could have picked to represent Ida in the Stain arc, we got Fusion. It's an ally. Enhance commit, your EX or kick attack gets +2 speed. Enhance commit, your rival's attack gets -2 speed. This is the only thing that makes Tokoyami 2 dot even remotely playable, and it's under the air symbol, which means that he has the least amount of like playability, least amount of choices. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, this card's fine. This card's fine. I'm getting distracted. I'm so close. My ADD's kicking in. How well does it play? This card might be played at a ton of, actually. It's a 1 diff that says commit, your kick attack gets +2 speed. Enhance commit, your raw attack gets -1 speed. We do this. It's a 2, maybe 3. Feels exceptionally good in him, but commit 1 foundation for -2 speed without being able to re-ready it is not that great. Yo, you know what's sick? You know what I just put together? The fact that intimidating presence absolutely fucks on Ida. Absolutely fucks on Ida, which is sweet. What a cool piece of flavor. That's so cool. Yo, you readied your foundation? Flip it. That's cool. I think it's probably a 3, maybe a 2 of. I probably personally would play it at the 2. I think there's just better cards we get to use. That's where I'm at about that. Oh, how does Ida play his cards? Ida plays his cards very well. I think Ida plays the cards exceptionally well. I'm begging. Yes. Got there. Yeah, Ida plays his cards great. It's a 1 diff we get to re-ready. It is an EX card that we get to keep our momentum on. It's very fast for very big. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. Tetsu. 532, the second most hype character for me. Enhance discard a card to your attack, gets +4 damage. Enhance once per turn. If you have 0 cards in your hand, this reduces attack damage to 1. Very good. And then response after you take damage from an unblocked attack, add 1 card from your stage to your hand. This card's great. This is our new Kirishima Overlord. Let's look at his attacks. We've got Tetsu Fist, 5/3/4 mid for 5 powerful 3 punch. If I've discarded a card this combat phase, this attack gets +2 speed. And then enhance, discard 1 card, build the top card of your deck, draw 1 card. So this card is really good. It's a great rare. I don't know how good it's going to be. It wants to be the opener, right? It feels really good after like a Texas Smash, right? So like one of the best spots for this card to be is like we play a card, we play Texas, we discard the card and play this. Did you hear they're adding a new symbol of the game exclusively for Tetsu, 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 Tetsu? Huh. Interesting. Is it metal? Is it the metal symbol? Steel. Yeah, love that. And then Tetsu Tetsu Enhance, discard a card, build a top card of your deck, draw a card. Insane for this character. Actually nutty. I wish this was actually Tetsu Tetsu / Kirishima Enhance. I think if it was that, I think Kirishima 1 gets to be a playable character again. If on his attack he gets to rebuild, I think I'm into it. Yeah, I think this card's great. I think this card's super good. It's going to be I think it's going to be a 4x in every deck that wants to play it. I think it's phenomenal. It's a 5/3 1 high block 4 mid for a 5. Maybe it could be a 3x, but I think this card's actually fantastic. Actually, I am gonna make it a 3F. I'm gonna make it the 3F because I think that this cost is a little too high. Powerful 3 randomly is like goated. Manly Friendship. I think Deku 2 likes it. I think Deku 2 loves it. Discard 1 card for +3/+3. Yes, thank you. Thank you. 1/5 mid block. Enhance once per turn. This attack gets +1 or -1 damage. Feels great. Feels wonderful. We get to put this card somewhere. I mean, it's probably just a 3x, right? Like, +1 or -1 is good, but like 1/5 mid. Worse, self-sacrifice, but it's nice. It doesn't lose you a resource is the biggest thing about self-sacrifice, about this card, right? I think it's just different costed. 2? 3, 2? I think 2 might be the right call. I think you're right, Yeslin. I think 2 is fun. If it had Breaker, I think I'd be into it. It's not reusable in the same phase. Yeah, that's fine. We only minus to the odd and then partial block. We're into it. Tetsu. I think he plays these cards great. I wish that this card probably did a little bit more for him, but I guess like if you just jam 4 of these out and say -4 to damage, and then you like take whatever, then pick it up, or you have no cards in your hand and you put the damage to 1, and then you use Manly Friendship to drop it to 0. Bog. I'll take nothing. Thank you very much. I think go for the win. We've got this card that's Rocket. I think should possibly be on the watch list. Go for the win. Form Destroy Foundation. Rival has more foundations than you do. Build the top 2 cards of your deck. Remove this card. This card is either a 0 or a 4. One of the 2 choices. I personally think this card's a 4. I think this card's great. I think this card's really good. I think it's fantastic for catching you back up into the game. I think it's really good for these explosive turns. I think it's good for if you mess up your prime turns. I think this card's fantastic. I think it's really good. I think it's amazing. Ready, set, go. It's funny that I'm actually like I'm less on this card than I am on the other card. I think this card is probably a 0 to 2. I don't see competitive lists playing it at the 4 of. I think maybe you do it 2 and then 2 more in the sideboard, right? I think that's fine, because like if you're playing this card, like it's best on the prime turns, right? Like the prime turns are where this card shines, and we want to build out as much as we can, like especially prime 1. My opponent's prime 1, boom. I think you main board 2 of it, and if you get there, you get there. And if you're not, you're not. I think this card's fine, though. I think it's fine. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I think it's fine. This card also just like falls into hero killer like so easy, right? Like my opponent like plays their ready set go and then builds their 2 cards, and then I just hero killer the good one away and be like, all right, fuck off. Cavalry Chariot Advance. 5/3, 3 mid, 3 high for 5. Has ally charge tech. While this card's in your card pool, your other attacks get +1 speed. They can't on turn 0. I guess that's fair. Enhance your next attack gets +2 damage. If this attack is blocked, your next check to play an attack gets +1. This card's cool. There's a lot of periods in this card that make it way better than it looks, right? Your next attack gets +2 damage. Period. That's great. If this attack is blocked, your next check to play a card gets +1. Yeah. I think this card is fun. Card is fun. Do we play it though? It's very 5 diff. It's playable in Tokoyami. But like, why would I play this card when I can play the action that does like better? It might see play in Ochako 3. Well, that character's bad, so I guess the card is bad. It's a tech. It's neat. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I'm into it. Sure, why not? Confident Counter-Strike. Now we're talking. Now we're talking cards. Confident Counter-Strike, one of my favorite cards in the set. 4/3, 1 mid block, 5 mid for 4. Insane. Has a slam keyword. Love that. Love to give a slam some love. Response: after you block with this card, your rival loses 2 health. Your rival may discard 1 card to cancel this effect. Enhance: if your last attack was blocked, this attack gets +3 damage. This card's got everything going for it, man. This card could have been a 4/2 and probably see the same amount of play. I want to play this at a 4 of in every deck that I can. This card is sick. This card is so sick. This card is so sick. It's a 4 of for sure, for sure. This card is so good. This card's so good, guys. It's a 5 mid for 7 on a 5 diff. And then if you block with it, it's a burn 2. And the burn can kill them. After you block with the card, your rival loses 2 health, period. It can kill him. What happens when they YOLO and they are at 2 and they don't have any cards in their hand and you block with it? You kill them. Guys, we have reversals back in the game. We've got 2 damage reversals. Only in that one very specific situation. It's cool. It's cool. Final Exam Gut Shot. 4/3 mid for 6. Flash Fairy Punch. Response: after you play this card, discard the top 8 cards of your rival's deck. What are Presence Mike symbols? What are Mike symbols? Somebody tell me. Chaos Fire. Good. Thank Christ. I found my new competitive deck. Can everybody see when my heart sunk? Can everybody see it? Thud. This card is not great. Yeah, I think this card's fine. I think this card is funnier more than anything. Mildever on Earth. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know. So here's the best thing. Here's the best thing about this one, right? It's gonna make people not play 50 card decks because they're just gonna get milled out when I find 3 of these. That's how I feel about it. I think all decks might be new Deadlock decks because we've got this card and we got Mighty Punch, right? Mill Might. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this card's neat. The fact that it's a flash is actually hurting this card a ton. Oh. I'll enjoy my Frigid Heat Wave turn 2. Mill Lady. Yeah. I'm down for that. Yeah, if there's any way to keep recurring this card, I think it's like a neat build around card. What's its block zone? Too low? I don't know how many people play. All right, if you're going for the mill strat, then obviously you play 4 of this card. But if you're like it's either 4 or nothing, right? Like when would you ever play this card not in a mill deck? Yeah, I guess it's a 4 of which sucks that I had to put a mill card in staple. Yucky. Giant Bite Detention. 4/3, 3 high for 4, ally, stun 1, combo attack, high attack. Huh. This attack gets +3 speed and +3 damage. Enhance. Shuffle up to 3 cards from either player's discard into their deck. This card accidentally becomes a 6 high for 7 with stun 1 on a 4 diff. But just kidding, it's a 6 diff. Unless you have ways to make the cards not count as progressive, like, I don't know. Crow and Frog takedowns. I think this card's neat. Shoji picks it up. I like that. Under what symbol? Shoji picks it up. Shoji picks what's up? Oh, Shoji can pay 4 and pick this card up? Yo, Shoji Mill? Actually? Wait, actually? Pay 4, pick this... I'm in. I'm actually into pay 4, Shoji pick this up. That's tight. I like the boob. This is cool. That's a cool move. All right, I'm into that. I'm into that. And then it's under the evil symbol. So we pay 4, then respond with Excited for Blood to heal our health back. Pog. Sato could use the bite. Yeah. Yeah. Stun 1, another stun. The issue is no draw on it. This card's sweet. This card's very, very cool. Yeah. Okay, we're making Evil Shoji tomorrow too? Man. I'm excited to make decks for tomorrow. I'm so excited. This deck gets 3/3. Shuffle up to 3 cards from either player's discard pile into their deck. Yeah, this is great. This is a cool card. It's probably a 3 of in the people that can play it. Probably a 3 of. Your opponent has to lose life to respond for life. Whoops, you're right. My bad. I was just excited for it. Aiming for number 1. 3/5/2 mid. Unique. Set 2 response. Commit. After rival adds any number of cards to their hand due to their non-character effect. Discard 1 card. Response remove. After rival adds any number of cards to their hand due to their non-character effect, draw 2 cards. I mean, this card's a 1 of in every deck that can play it. Right? I think this card will be a 1 of for the rest of time. Just because after rival adds any number of cards to their hand, you draw 2. I think this is a totally fine ability. I think the fact that this card makes set 2 cards feel good on defense. This will be a 1 of in every, maybe a 2 of in every set 2 character, and I think it'll be a 1 of in every set 1 character. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Fruits of our labor. We got a 1/5/2 low block, evil, order, water, enhance, rival's turn, remove, discard 2 cards from your card pool, deadlock form flip, your rival builds 1 card from their hand face down. This card is a 3 of. This card's a 3 of, I think, because 1, our new water overlords, card pull stuffing, yada yada, said it 85 times. This card is a real ass deadlock threat. This card is a discard that gets from Purifier, true. This card is remove 1 for -2 speed for the rest of the turn. Right? And I think that's a good ability, right? Because it clears 2 cards out of your card pool. I think this card is a good card. I think it is a rare. I think it's one of the rares that it's going to be pulled the most. I think this is going to be one of those heroic lineage-esque rares where we just you gotta have 4 of it in order to play the game. In order to want to play the game. Last 2 cards. We've got Spooky. 2/5/3 high block, enhance, commit, switch the speed and damage of your rival's attack. It's a 1 of. It's a tech piece. It's all it'll ever be. I think people are gonna find a home for this. It's unique. I could play this in my deck, go an entire tournament and not see this card and forget that it's in my deck. And then I'm gonna see it and be like, spooky. The best part about this card is you see Midoriya's hair right here. You get to see 1 strand of his hair right here. That's the best part of the card. Yeah. And then I don't even want to do Alleyway Ambush, honestly. I think this card is not going to see any play. I think the decks that actually want to play Alleyway Ambush are just going to be big meme decks. What is an exact copy of Curious Magnetism? Yeah. 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 It's fine. This art's sick. The art's sick. I think it's one of the sickest pieces of art in the set. I think it's so good. I think Shigaraki's eye is like perfect, like of him in the background. I think it's a good. I actually kind of wish that it had keywords, but at the same time, like it's just not allowed to. It's not allowed to because we have cards like we can't have a punch because Mina. We can't have weapon because of Staff Strike. We can't have, like, there's just so many things to like stop this card. I don't think this card gets played at Mina, guys. This card does not have punch or ranged. It's just 5 damage, right? That's not a good exchange rate for the move. I want Flash. I think Flash is cool. I think, actually, like, if they're going to keep reprinting cards, I think this card should have been Jagged Barrage. I think that would have been so sick. A way to introduce reversal into the game. Make it Jagged Barrage. Jagged Barrage under the infinity symbol. And then set 3, we get reversal. I'm letting it rock. I think that'd have been sick. That'd have been cool. That'd have been tight. Well, anyways, this is my set 3 playability tier list. My first impressions. Obviously, I think all of this is going to change. This was a very fun 3-hour experiment that we just did here. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I think this was incredibly fun. If there's anything on this tier list that you disagree with, please let me know down in the comments down below. This was super fun. We'll do another one of these. Maybe not with everything, but like with like over or underrated cards on a Tam Talk later in the season, especially after we get our hands really on them. But with that said, thank you much for watching, you guys. I greatly appreciate it. And I wish you well.